brace yourself for the wildest ride of your life. It's the craziest book Chris Akin has ever written, and other things I should not say. Get ready for over 500 pages of pure, unfiltered debauchery. From his military years, Chris Akin spills the shocking stories of sex, partying, violence, and the stuff that's so wild it's probably illegal. You've heard the tales on the Classic Metal Show, but never like this. Don't wait. Get your copy now at chrisakin.net before the censors try to shut it down.
Hello, my name is Jesper. I'm from DAD, and you've tuned in on this CMS TV.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the classicmetalshow.com. Couple of Australian bands there, AC/DC with Hell's Bells, and of course Angry Anderson there with Rose Tattoo with Nice Boys Don't Play Rock and Roll, and Nice Boys don't broadcast on the Classic Metal Show either. And the not so nice boys, my good friend and partner Chris Akin. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, boss? How we doing?
We're back after a week away. At least I was. I know you and your worthy partner co-host Jon Drake did a majority wrestling show last week. Lots of wrestling last week.
Yeah, we did talk about a bunch of shit that you don't necessarily want to be involved in, and that's okay. That was kind of the goal.
It's your show, so you could do whatever the hell you want. I know Sal would have rather you checked in with me first and went over the itinerary of the show, since it is my show after all.
Yeah, so. I should have called you first. Hey,
right.
These are our topics.
Right. Well, I played a couple Australian tunes there to open up the show because I have a surprise for you, Mr. Akin.
Okay.
We have a surprise in-studio guest tonight.
Okay.
So go ahead and hit that button there, guest. He's gonna ask for are you getting an invite at all to join the camera?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No.
Like somebody entering the room or anything?
No.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm gonna vacate.
Right.
I'm gonna vacate here.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Holy smokes, look at this. Let me put that on here.
When I was just a baby.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta mute his mic on his.
Technical difficulties, right off the jump.
Hang on a minute.
Hey, no problem. We got all night, man.
Oh, goodness me.
All right. How's that?
Talking to the mic?
Yep, I can hear Chris clearly. Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, fantastic. Excellent. Because what I was going to say was, when I was just a baby, Mama sat me on her knee. She told me, boy, you listen, there's a lot you ought to see. A lot of pretty women going to try and tie you down. You don't know what you're missing if you never look around. Move on. It's showtime.
Well, we want to welcome to the studio AussyAce. All the way from Queensland, Australia.
Right.
Look at that.
It's a bit of a dream come true. I'm actually in the metal god here. It's totally different. Am I a little bit nervous? Damn straight I am.
Why would you be nervous? You've been on this show 1,000 times.
I said that to him just 10 minutes ago. He's over here sitting on the edge of the couch, sweating up a storm. I said, what is going on? He's holding his head in his hands. I said, are you all right? He goes, This is actually happening.
I don't know what I'm going to say. This is so nerve-wracking.
True. Well, I said, you've been talking to us for 15 years. I know, but this is like for real.
It was for real when you're on the phone.
Hey, look, and it's the same as because it's like every time he's on the show, I'm like, shit, I could ring up and talk about every subject, but it'd be like, hey, your manager's waiting, you know.
So AussyAce has made a trip here to the States because he's trying to conduct some business.
All right.
And he flew into Chicago, and he's here for a couple of days before he goes on about his other business. But his hope and his dream, just like a what do you call that, sick child? What do you call that?
Some
Make a wish.
Fucking retard.
He's a make a wish.
Make a wish or a Shriner kid or something.
So make a wish thing for him to be a part of the CMS.
It's part of the CMS Foundation. Make a wish to hell.
So here he is. So he's here live. He was pretty excited about it. So
yeah, extremely. And Neeley has been stupendously so. Welcome. So here he is. So if he gets out of hand, I'll cut his mic and we'll do our normal show.
That's right.
Still a fucking dick. He's still a fucking dick.
And fuck you, pal. I can say it to him right here and look him in the eye.
So anyway, I told you I'd let AussyAce sit in and hang out for the show, and make a sick retarded boy's dream come true.
And I did email Neeley, I don't know how many years ago, and I did say to Neeley, like, I've got a few goals that I still want to achieve in life or whatever, you know what I mean? And one of them was, to meet you and Chris, or be on the show or see the studio, whatever. And yeah, it really is a buzz to be here, but it's one door that opened and I walked through, and there's still a few more.
So fucking what?
You fucking cunt. If I'm gonna cop that shit all night, Neeley will be coming down to third mic. What do I say?
Well, anyway,
he'll contain me though.
Sure. So anyway, I was away last week. I took a little vacation out to Las Vegas, and just me and the lovely Taylor, we went out to Vegas for a few days and hung out with the Dockin' boys, and I did some race car driving, and we just did some just some fun shit, to get away from the everyday rat race, I guess.
He pretended to be a rock star. I'm gonna lay it on you, buddy.
Just remember, I can cut your mic there, Ozzy.
I know, and you've got some good snippets there too.
Yeah, there you go. There's Taylor and I at the race car emporium over there at Exotic Racing.
Yeah, look at you.
So I was able to do 7 laps in a McLaren.
Nice.
And it was you saw a little bit of the video.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun being able to go around the track. Even though it was a pretty fast car, being that it was a road track, it wasn't like an oval track. It had a lot of turns and hairpin turns, and
sure.
So on the straightaway at full throttle, probably topped a little over 120 in a short span of time before you had to get on the brake and get back down on it and take the turns and curves and then try to get back on it again and back down again. So it's just up shift, down shift.
Nice.
Of course, it's only a color of white feature for the Las Vegas people. Apparently, it was no Negroes allowed to drive these cars.
Alrighty, right out the gate.
Come on, let's get the show rolling.
So yeah, it was definitely something I wanted to do, and I was really looking forward to that. But it went so quick. The track was a mile, 1.3 miles around,
Right.
done in 7 minutes.
Sure. I've got the video if you want to show it.
Oh, you could show,
Piece of it anyway.
That piece of
Yeah,
it. You don't want to bore anybody with it. If you
Yeah.
could maybe go into it, maybe 5 minutes in or something like that.
Just
you know.
stop it where he jerks off. Yeah.
There you go. Somewhere in there, that'd be fine.
There we go.
You can accelerate now, but stay left. And go for it. Stay left. More gas. And then we're gonna hug into the right, closer.
You look fucking terrified.
Well, you got to keep an eye on the road, man, because those curves come up extremely quick.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at the video and you look scared.
I wasn't scared. I was just concentrating because you have to listen to the instructor and pay attention to your driving, and
Right.
and you're shifting up and down pretty quickly. So you got to get back down on the brake because one of the thing was what you had to keep in mind that is they give you a little orientation before you go out on the track.
Sure.
And they basically just said, if you spin out, you're done.
Yeah, right.
So you're mindful of trying to, get as much speed around the curves and things as you can, but you don't want to go so fast that you end up spinning out on the track, So it's a lot of concentration.
Yeah, I'd say so.
To enjoy yourself, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless of how I look or anything, it's just a matter of keeping your eyes on the road and trying to listen to what the instructor is telling you.
It's similar to how a gay man drives.
Ozzy.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead. Just do a little bit more.
All right, here we go.
Brake hard, brake more, harder. Now turn. Back of the gas over the paint. Accelerate. Now full throttle. Go ahead. Come back over right slowly. Brake harder. Brake more. Downshift. Now turn. Back of the gas to the inside. Closer. More gas. So exit wider and full throttle. Go for it. Go. Up. Stay left. Up. Keep it up, man. Doing great. Keep going. More. Keep going.
Push it!
Brake hard. Brake more. Downshift.
Back right on.
Now turn. Release.
But you see, it's just it's so fast.
Yeah.
And
You barely get into gear and he's already said downshift.
downshift, brake hard. So you're driving a $250,000 car.
Sure.
And the last thing you want to do is either spin it out or something like that. And plus, if that's your first time doing something in a road track thing,
Is there insurance? Does the
well, they provide the insurance.
Okay, right. So it's part of the entry fee or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
But it was a lot of fun. The little car that you see down there in the lower left corner, that's what I was driving.
Yep.
It was
Nice.
that little McLaren. So it was definitely interesting. I would definitely do it again, but for the first time of doing it, I placed 41st out of the top 50.
All right.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah, he placed.
Yeah. Well, from never doing it before, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was paddle shift. So you're shifting up and down pretty quick and getting on the curves and getting back on it. And, so there's a lot of concentration there. If you've never done it before, it's definitely a fun experience.
Sure. And I'll put the whole video up if you want me to. I'll put the whole video up for that.
I mean, it's not that exciting. Just the little piece there. It's just kind of fun to see. But
Sure.
If you have aspirations of ever wanting to get out on a track and do that, I would highly recommend doing it. It really is a lot of fun.
Right on.
They're building a new track next to it, but it's apparently you got to break into the car first, jack it before you can do the drive. So I can't see Neeley topping number one on that list. That new
They're building that over in Gary, Indiana.
Exactly.
It's
wherever that is.
It's the new downtown Chicago race.
Right.
Yeah. But aside from that, we hung out with the Dockin guys, and
Sure.
they played at the Golden Nugget and part of the Golden Nugget, as far as like the dressing room accommodations and things, it's Frank Sinatra's room,
Right.
and they haven't changed a thing since Frank Sinatra used to perform there pretty frequently, and it was just kind of interesting because all the pictures, all the furniture, everything, they haven't changed a thing at all. They haven't touched it at all.
Right.
So it's kind of like weird to be in Frank Sinatra's dressing room, so it was kind of cool to see that and experience that. So that's the first time I had been there at the Golden Nugget. And, aside from just running around Las Vegas, and probably one of the, the more fun things that we did right at the end before we came back home on Sunday, as we went on what they call the Link, the high roller, which is this huge Ferris wheel.
Right.
And it's got these pods, they hold about 12 people. Well, you could sign up for what they call the bar car. So we thought, okay, you could drink as much as you want in a half an hour. It takes a full half hour to go around on this wheel.
Okay.
And we were the only ones who signed up for the bar car. So it was Taylor and I and a bartender.
And a free swishy gay guy.
It wasn't a gay guy. But regardless of that was a lot of fun. That was like having your own private car up there. And the bartender was a pretty cool guy. He's originally from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So kind of a Midwestern guy, but he's been in Vegas for like 10 years. And so we were all just kind of cutting up and stuff. And tell you what, he did not lay off the booze at all. I mean, those drinks were strong.
He was staggering off of that Ferris wheel.
So just as we were about ready to get off that car, he goes, you two have been pretty cool. He says, let me make you one more before you get off the car. And just as we're walking off to get off this thing, he hands us both another drink just as we're walking off the car, man.
You're like,
but exactly. But overall, good time. Hot as hell out there, though.
Yeah, it's still in the hundreds out there, right?
It was like, I think each day was about 104 at the peak, so it was pretty warm. But I definitely needed to get away, and being able to, be gone for a few days and just kind of hang out and just enjoy the scenery and a lot of good food and some activities and obviously the racing and that kind of stuff. It was just a cool time to get away.
That's cool. It's excellent.
So but I did check out the show a little bit last week. I pulled it up on the phone just to see what you and John were up to, and I saw you guys were investigating some what were they, like extreme punch outs or something?
Oh yeah, the new stuff, the BYB, the bare knuckle fighting.
Right. So I saw you guys were doing that kind of stuff. So I was going to call Sal to see what the hell was going on, to see if he was going to approve of that.
Yeah, I don't think he watched. If his Lord and Savior's not in, he doesn't watch. So.
Anyway, but I'm glad to be back here on the show, and of course having a in studio guest is going to be interesting. And we kind of planned it this way that we didn't wanted to kind of surprise you that we were.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
Okay.
Yep. So anyway, so that's what's going on. So aside from that, what's going on with you?
Busy, just working nonstop. You and I did our first ever practical test with the post StreamYard, and that's going to be cool when it worked really well. I mean, considering I didn't really know what I was doing, I was just pushing buttons on the fly. Sure. We really didn't have any problems.
No, not at all. Like Ozzy, he's frozen on his camera.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think it's on this end here. Yeah, don't worry about it, Ozzy. We'll fix it at the break.
I don't care about it.
Should I take him out or?
He's gonna go have a fag.
No. But I can while it's frozen.
So he's been. I've taken him out to a couple of my local eating establishments here, and I think the people are, they were kind of intrigued with him being from Australia, but he goes, well, I'm going to step outside and have a fag.
And the waiter went with him and pulled his dick out.
No one squished there last night.
So, but people were very intrigued by that. But hearing that he's going out to have a fag, it's not something you often hear in this area.
Not here.
And every chick said, hey, well, with the accent, when we went to the hotels. I mean, mind you, with the homecoming. And
yeah. So anyway, getting back to you. So your week has just been working.
That is it, man. Not much. No time to look up even. It's just been this job or that job or this job. And
a new job that I've got.
Well, I don't have that one yet. I'll take it though. But
Fine.
But yeah, I just kind of did my thing, man. Nothing spectacular, nothing great. Just kind of doing my shit.
Right. So, yeah, well, getting back to what you were talking about here a second ago, you've been working on the back end of, trying to improve the CMS as far as the video component is concerned.
Right.
And maybe defray some of the costs that are associated with doing the show.
Yeah.
Because we use a program called StreamYard here.
Yeah.
And they've jacked the rate, 70%?
Yeah, it went from $439 or whatever it was a year to $839.
All right, so almost doubled it.
Almost doubled it, man. It's craziness. Like, they got sold is what it is. The original guys sold this to another company. And the other company just said, okay, now you guys are going to pay twice as fucking much. And I've wanted to move off anyway because I've never been thoroughly happy with the way the screens look.
Right.
I've just never really been super happy with that. I mean, it's good enough. It's still better than what most people are doing. But I wanted to build something that was exclusively for us and modeled the way I want it and whatnot. And once I saw that paycheck, I was like, there's my kickstart to get this done.
Right.
So I started toying around with it. And like I said, me and you did what we do, about an hour?
Yeah, about 40 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think we had so much as a
glitch.
A glitch. The only glitches were when I didn't know what to click on things.
Right.
And I'll figure all that out, as we go.
The price will come back down when Trump's in.
I doubt that. These guys, I don't care who the fucking president is. I've never seen prices go down in anything.
Right.
In 10 years, I have. When I first lived here between 96 and 97, I then came back in 2007, 10 years later, and your cigarettes had come down in price. Crazy.
Cigarettes are cheaper?
Oh, what did Neeley say? I don't know how much a packet of 20 cigarettes are here, but in Australia now, a packet of 20 cigarettes is $50.
$50.
$50 for a packet of 20, and there's people buying packets of like 40s or 35s, and they're like nearly $100.
Are they trying to make you stop smoking? Is that the deal?
Yeah,
make it so crazy high?
Yeah, no, that is part of the reason. But part of the reason, too, is that the only thing that our government's got left to tax is the alcohol and the cigarettes. And, I mean, geez, what's a bottle of JD worth here or whatever?
About $45, $50.
Okay, let's see. A bottle of JD. What are we talking about?
The big bottle.
The big bottle. Okay, yeah. The big bottle. See, that's probably about 70, 75.
So in US dollars, a pack of cigarettes is $34.
Yeah, 34.
For 20 smokes? Like a pack of Luckies or whatever?
Yeah, for 20 cigarettes, it's 34 US.
It's because the tax on cigarettes, I'm not sure, but I mean, shit, I just came back from China and shit over there, they're like a buck, a packet. So the tax that they're putting on cigarettes in Australia is crazy. If everyone tomorrow stopped smoking and drinking in Australia, I'd love to know what government scam they'd come up to try and get money.
Air tax?
Yeah. Yeah, the Bruce Willis tax to save the earth, plug the hole in the air. Is he on standby? I don't know.
So yeah, so $34 in Australia for a pack of smokes.
Yeah.
What are they here?
They're what, $12?
Yeah.
I don't smoke, obviously.
I don't either, so I don't know. God, here it's cheaper to just smoke weed.
In saying that too, not just, I mean, as much as everything in the States here apparently is like gone up sky high rocket, so has the cost of living in Australia. I mean, where I live in suburbia, say 15-minute drive out from the city, you're looking around about to rent a house. It's probably around $700 a week now, even for one person. So there's a lot of people, you know, looking for accommodation, of course. So, but to rent a house out or whatever, you're looking around 700. I've got a 2-story house, so I've got 3 empty bedrooms technically upstairs. I mean, I could just probably rent them out for $350 a week. But prior to the pandemic, I mean, of course, I had students for 9 years. I had Koreans, Japanese, Chinese that the government allowed 2 of them to stay up to 6 months. So it was a government-funded thing that I didn't have to claim on tax, which was good. But
were they students? Were they students in the Judge Akin kind of way?
They could have been students that were collecting data for Xi Jinping, as far as I know. It's true. But yeah, they used to come over because I suppose some of the relations with the Australian companies and Asian countries, our universities are quite, you know, some of them are high profile, what have you, blah, blah. So a lot of them come over and get their uni degree and whatever, and a lot of them try and stay there. I mean, I had one Chinese student who was willing to pay me to make him like my assistant or whatever so that I could get him nationality there in Australian citizenship. So he was willing to pay me like 50 grand cash. But after I even looked at that illegal sort of wrangling, it was impossible because I still would have had to fill out paperwork. I still had to lodge a pay packet for him. And then, of course, with the second you employ someone, you then got to get your insurance for them and all this other nonsense.
Sure.
So what the deal he was trying to cut with me, it wasn't compatible. Wouldn't have worked out with us. They would have found out. I mean,
was this while he was taking chemistry classes by day and flight classes at night?
Exactly. He was a technician of some sort.
I'll bet he was.
Well, look at we're having an economics lesson here.
Yeah. He's a terror tech.
Mind you, I mean, I thought the hotels would have been a touch cheaper though in the States at the moment.
So, getting back to the price of cigarettes, like in Illinois, they're like $11, and in Ohio, I think they're around $8.
Yeah, because I had a friend come over and he's like, he goes, I just bought some fags, and I'm like, okay, and it's like a 40-pack or something. He said, I just paid $65 from, and mind you, that's $65 from a store like Walmart or whatever. If you go to a 7-Eleven at midnight and go and buy fags, you're looking at $85 for that pack. They'll whack on 20 easily. I mean, so if you want cheap cigarettes, you go to your Coles or what do you have here, Ralph's, but yeah, high price in any sort of super convenience store like Walmart, easily that pack would be $85. So very little change from $100 note if you've even got one of them.
You realize for the same $85 between Australia and America, you could buy a fag, but they're the different kinds of fags. You get a different thing for each one.
Well, what I find really funny about it is that, like, let's say 15, 20 years ago, you'd get people offering you, 20 cents for a cigarette and whatever. And it's like, I'll give you 20 cents for a cigarette. Like now it's like I had someone saying, he's $2 for a cigarette. And I'm like, that's not enough, buddy.
$2 for a cigarette.
Pull out a $5 if you want just one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Glad I don't smoke. Jesus.
Oh, and it reflects too in our petrol price. I mean, what did I see here? Using now up to $3.50 a gallon. So in Australia, you must probably looking at about now, what is it, 4 litres roughly per gallon. So that's, 3.78, I think it is, litres per gallon. So in Oz at the moment, what you're looking at is probably $2 for a litre. So a gallon would cost you in Oz now, it's probably around $8 to $9.
Jesus.
So there, as much as the people say the Australian, is the great country and what have you, and
no one says that.
The few of the people I spoke to yesterday said we're all trying to move to Australia. So.
Well, I guess the potential of having a cackling president is less attractive than moving to high price Australia.
Oh, love the Trump. The second he gets in, I'm moving here. Neeley, what are my illegal alien options?
You make more money off of being an illegal. Just kind of stay.
Yeah.
Hey, originally I said to, I'm like, well, geez, I'm going to the US. Why don't I just go to Mexico and freaking walk through?
Yeah, might as well.
I could have saved all this nonsense with paperwork and data and 3D scans of my face. And what are you doing here in America? And go through section 1. We need to scan your bags again. And chaos.
Well, if you want to stay and start capitalizing on that free money they're giving away, you better at least get a tan, Ozzy. Because you ain't quite the shade that they're giving money to.
Right.
I'll have to go a little bit lower than milk chocolate. A little bit closer to the darker chocolate, eh? I won't go as far as licorice, but...
Well, Ozzy came bearing gifts for both you and I.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I will have to share that with you maybe in the next segment.
Okay, cool.
I'll show you the gifts that he brought from the land down under.
And if you listeners want to see those gifts, subscribe now to the CMS.
That's right.
It's a special feature.
So anyway, I've been hanging out with Ozzy like I said, he came in yesterday.
Okay.
And, I took him out to the Quaker Steak and Lube for lunch today.
Nice.
And he enjoyed that. I'll tell you what, he had 2 or 3 cocktails over there and some wings and the burger. And he was just he was enjoying himself.
So what you're saying is by midnight he'll be asleep?
I could actually walk a few feet and have a fag as well. It was great.
I'll bet.
Outside. So since he brought gifts for both you and I gifted him with a Quaker Steak and Lube shirt to take back home.
Nice, very nice.
Lubed.
He thought that was a joke that it was like some kind of a joke that it was Quaker Steak and Lube. He goes, "What's the lube part?"
Do you think that lube word though stops any people from going there?
No.
No, but do you think that there's some safe space Yankee now who's like, oh, lube, but I've never been there. Should I go there? Like, it's got to be 1 or 2 million here in the States.
If anything stops people from going there, it's the Quaker Steak part because they think it's a fucking gas station and not a food joint.
Well, according to Neeley, it's apparently God's going to strike them down with thunder and they're going to shake in their boots like Nixon.
I was explaining to him what a Quaker was.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So where that came from. So it's been a teaching lesson as well. The orientation of where the names of things came from.
Sure.
Historian, Mr. Neeley.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway. So that's what's been going on with me. Just, getting back from Las Vegas and lost wages. I didn't gamble $1. You believe that?
I do. Well, you're not that kind. You're not going to frivolously throw your money away.
No,
that's not you.
I didn't even so much as play a slot machine or nothing.
Do you ever?
I have, but it's not something that even.
Have you ever lost, let's say, 500 or more?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the most you ever lost? $20?
Maybe
50? 100.
Yeah, about 100.
What are you talking? Lost in what? Just a bed or
just in bedding?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was more about the hang than it was about even thinking about I don't think Taylor didn't even gamble at all either. She didn't even play.
I think everybody's just figured out that it's just a fucking scam. I mean, the only people that, when I go over to the casino by my house, the only people that are in there are like 1,000 years old.
Yeah, the old people that need breathing apparatuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Driving hover rounds.
Yeah, or wheeling their air tank behind them as they wander up to a slot machine or something.
and they're still smoking.
Oh,
yeah.
Near my house, it's all Asians that are at the slot machines. But as Neely just said, of course, he didn't put anything into a slot in Vegas, did he?
Did you not? You didn't hit the slot, Neely?
That's right. Where are you boys at?
See, Ozzy's trying to be funny.
No.
Well, he might figure it out by the fourth segment.
My mind's in the gutter too early. I need a drink now.
I'm not used to sober AussyAce.
Yes.
This is fairly sober AussyAce, I think.
It is.
I'm used to slurring and out of breath AussyAce.
No, but Neely's seen. There's no real. The whole breathing thing. He hasn't heard it yet in real life.
You have to get back on the mic there, Ozzy, if you're going to talk to us. So.
What are you talking about, man? This sounds perfect.
What the fuck are you doing?
He's over there drinking his Dr. Pepper and he's getting nervous. So I could tell he probably wants to go outside and smoke a fag.
I do.
He's probably jonesing for a brothel at this point. How long has it been since you hit a brothel?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I left. What was it? 22nd of October. I left. September. Oz. So yeah, it's coming up 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, this whole homecoming thing. Apparently, there's a bit of pussy littered around with that homecoming, but I can't see any.
Well,
yeah, you might not want that pussy.
Okay. Hey, if we got to go chocolate, come on. Neely's got the house ready.
Are you done, Ozzy?
I'm done, mate. Come on, let's go to a track. Chris, what song do you want?
Are you running things now? Okay.
He was doing his best practicing before the show. He goes, yeah, I got this covered. He goes, okay, it's time to take a break. Chris, what should we play?
Are we taking a break? Seriously?
No.
I was going to say, holy shit, we're a little early, aren't we?
No, we're not taking a break. He's just over there just trying to take. He wants to take this job. He says that he could do this job.
Yeah, it's real easy.
We're not even an hour in. Come on.
Yeah.
It's real easy.
Well, I'm not the one over here jonesing for a cigarette, so.
Yeah.
And I can walk away whenever, and he can cut my mic.
You think so? Amazing the power I have, Chris. I could just this mic. You could just get up and walk away.
Yeah.
I do feel 10 feet tall walking around with Neely though.
All right.
That's enough, bloody. Now we got to pay out on you, Neely. I'm going out for a cigarette.
All right, he's going out for a cigarette.
All right.
So he's going out for a smoke.
You stink, and I don't like you.
There he goes, taking his smokes and making his way outside. I said, "Yep, no smoking in here. You're gonna have to go outside." Yes, I know you got your pack.
What? Why do I think you're going to be very tired by the end of this show? Trying to control this is going to be something.
It's just like, Ozzy, go to bed. All right.
Too funny.
So now he's down the stairs and out the door. So
right.
All right. Well, getting back to the show last week. So what was the reception of your co-host and doing the show? Where the people who enjoy the wrestling thing, were they getting into that with you, or
I mean, it's fine. Dude, they're the off shows. I don't care what the fans think.
Oh, I know.
I don't even pay attention. I think everybody was into it.
Yeah.
I think people were more into John and Barden arguing back and forth about Sammy Hagar than they were the wrestling
discussion.
Yeah. I mean, I think they enjoyed that a whole lot more. And a lot of people chimed in that John's a fucking moron when it came to the discussion about Arnel Pineda.
Okay, what was the discussion?
Well, we were playing some of that really bad audio from Rock in Rio.
Was it from Rio?
Yeah, from Rock in Rio. And John was of the opinion that people are there to see Arnel, because I had said, why don't they just have fucking Dean play the one night if he's really off?
Right.
Just have Dean sing the songs. Who gives a shit? And John's like, oh no, people are paying for Journey to see the singer. I'm like, they are not paying to see fucking Arnel Pineda. They're just not.
They're just there to hear the songs. I don't think they really care, that it's Arnel or anyone else, just as long as they hear their Journey songs.
Yeah, they could have given, and especially for one night, you could have the other guy do it.
Well, Dean's
better.
Just as good, if not better. I agree.
And for one night, why not? Especially on a big show like that. You're out at a show with 100,000 people in front of you. The last thing you want is your singer going, "The wheel in the sky is turning."
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I saw that video and I was just like, oh boy.
Yeah. But did you not think the same thing? Why don't they bring the guy on the drums in to sing?
Sure.
Because he sounds fucking fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Now, I saw something, getting back to the Arnel thing. I can't remember if it was something that you had posted or I saw about how long is Arnel going to be in Journey?
Yeah.
Is there rumblings that you're aware of?
Well, there's been.
Yeah.
I mean, when those two were fighting with each other, when Neil and Jonathan Kane, Arnel was like, I'm tired of this shit. He basically said a couple times, if I got to leave the band, then I got to leave the band, but I'm sick of this shit.
Right.
He said that at least twice. And then when he did the bad show at Rock in Rio, he was like, look, if people give 1 million likes on this post, I'll quit the band. And I think he was serious. I think he's done. I think he's tired of it, and he's probably made enough money. He
was basically a peasant when he joined the band. So the money that he's made, during, how long's he been in the band? 12, 15 years?
Yeah, something like that. It's been a long time now.
Yeah.
I think 4 records, and, he probably gets points off of that and whatever. So, he could leave. If he's got $100,000 in the bank, he's got as much as he would ever have made in fucking wherever. Philippines.
Where's the Philippines? Yeah.
Philippines, yeah. I mean, $100,000 in the Philippines, you're living large.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, and I'm sure he has more than $100,000.
Yeah, after 15, almost 20 years in the band, I would hope.
Yeah, in a band that plays stadiums, I would hope he has more than $100,000. I'm just saying, if he had $100,000, he'd be fine. But there are rumblings that he's going to leave, and there should be rumblings that they're going to close it down. I can't see him going with another singer. I mean, they're all in their fucking 70s, or the guys that matter.
It's like Skid Row trying to find another singer.
Yeah, I know. It's like, why? Just shut her down. But Skid Row will emerge with another singer too.
Well, I mean, what do they got to lose?
We are 75. We aren't the youth gone wild.
Right, exactly. Well, that's a shame that the infighting and the problems that they're having, and just destroying the legacy of basically one of the greatest bands that came out of the U.S. music scene.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, because we did talk about that. It was more when we were talking about Don, because we were playing some of Don having some struggles and other bands having struggles.
Right.
And I said point blank, I don't think these guys give a shit about legacy anymore. I really don't. I don't think the legacy is hurt by these bad years. I don't think, and we'll use Akin just as a practical example. It's no secret that Don has struggled for at least the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
We know that. Everybody knows. Don knows that.
Sure he does.
And in the end, if Don retires at the end of this year, which I know he's not, and you'll talk about that, I'm sure, later. But if Don were to just say, December 31st, that's it, folks, I'm out.
Right.
6 months from now, nobody's going to be talking about, oh, man, I saw them in 2023 and they sucked. It's all going to be, you know what? I fucking loved Under Lock and Key, and I loved Tooth and Nail, and Back for the Attack was my favorite.
Right.
It's not going to be this era. It's just not. The legacy. The legacy is the glory days. It's always going to be.
Right.
And, you know, so this argument about they're dragging their legacy through the just like Motley Crue, another one. They should fucking retire because they stink. That being said, when even now when people talk about Motley Crue, the only reason they talk about the current Motley Crue is if they're planning to go.
Right.
But most people, if you talk about Motley Crue, they're like, oh my God, I saw them on the fucking Dr. Feelgood tour and they fucking brought it. And, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody, the legacy, what people are going to remember is the glory days of any band. So I don't see how the legacy is destroyed. And quite honestly, I mean, what is Don Dokken going to do? You know, if he's not out there making music, what's he going to go get a job in a cubicle?
Oh, I
fucking
mean,
selling real estate?
As far as Don is concerned, as far as his performing is concerned, he just wants to be able to get out of the house once a month or a couple times a month and just go out and again, as long as the promoters want Dokken, as long as the fans continue coming out, you know, he'll go out and do a show once a month or twice a month, you know.
As he should. And I said that on the show the other night, last week. I was like, look, if people are going to show up and somebody else is going to give them $30,000 to show up.
Why not?
You know, and again, going back to my selling real estate example, Don Dokken ain't doing that.
Right.
Don Dokken's not going to be like, hey, let me show you a car. This is going to fit you and the family well. He's not going to do that.
No. And again, it's not about the money. It's just about, hey, I just feel like I still can go out there and perform, you know, and if fans still want to come out, great. But when the fans stop coming, that's when
then he'll stop. Yeah, because then the promoter will stop paying. But he still has the passion for the game, even if he can't play the game at the level that he played in 1995 or whatever. There's an article that just came out today, and I know you didn't read it because I know you don't like this band or have no opinion probably on the band. Carla Harvey from what is that band? The Babies, the nipple tape chicks.
Oh.
Babies.
Yeah, I know. The Butcher Babies?
Butcher Babies, yeah. Why couldn't I think of that? Well, she just quit the Butcher Babies 3 months ago or something. And probably a lot of it has to do with she's engaged to Charlie Benanti. So she, you know, there's no longer a need to be out there touring or whatever. But she went back to working a job as a, you know, end of life care person.
Okay.
And she did this interview literally today and she talked about it and she said, look, you go out on tour in order to make enough money to survive when you haven't had that huge hit, those huge singles, that huge success. You have to tour 12 months to make a living.
Right, of course.
And she didn't want to tour 12 months anymore to make a living.
That's a tough way to make a living. I mean, just the travel alone.
Yeah.
And the hassle and the airports and the hotels, you up at 5 and, you know, got plane and, you know, then you got to try to get a couple hours of sleep and then you got to sound check and then you got to go back to the hotel and try to get a couple hours of sleep and then go out the door again at 4 or 5 in the morning to catch another flight, you know, that kind of stuff. It's a tough way.
Or you could make $1,500 a week talking people off the ledge as they get ready to die.
Right.
You know, so why wouldn't you do that?
Sure.
It's more money if you feel, and you know, if you want to be home. And that's part of what she said too, is that she just didn't want to be traveling all the fucking time.
Yeah. And, you know, I've done that with the guys, you know, you talk to Eric, your partner in Chris Akin Presents, you know, because these older legacy bands, they mostly do weekend fly-in gigs and they'll do 2 or 3 in a row. And just those 2 or 3 in a row, it wears you out, you know, because you got to leave home at Like if you'd have a Friday, Saturday, or a Thursday, Friday, Saturday gig or something like that, you got to leave home on Wednesday, and then you get back home on Sunday or Monday, and then you got to leave again on Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that was one of the reasons that me and Eric changed from Mondays to Tuesdays, was because Eric he was gone all weekend. He's getting home, or he's getting to LA a lot of times, then he has to drive an hour or whatever to San Diego, hour and a half. But he's getting home on a red eye at like midnight or something. And then he's got to drive home from there, and get his bag. And by the time he gets home, it's 3 a.m. And then we were turning and burning doing the show. It was too much for him.
Yeah.
And I get, and it's just little things, I'll pull back the curtain. He may not like it, but whatever. It's not a bad thing or anything, but, his girlfriend's birthday was on a day that he was traveling this week or last week or whatever. And so we rearranged one of the shows to end early so that it would end at a time that he could still go and do dinner, because the real problem of actually going with his chick on her birthday, which is, I'm not trying to be, I know I hate women and all, according to the audience, but that's not an unreasonable request,
right?
Is to be there on the birthday. But with Eric's job, he couldn't be, because her birthday fell on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever day they were playing. So, we had to rearrange what we were doing so that he could jump out and go and spend that time. So there is, being in a band, being in the business, man, you are it's not a normal life on any level. The most common normal things. How many holidays do bands miss? Damn near all of them.
Yeah.
Holidays, anniversaries, birthdays. How many times do we got to see a fucking musician up on stage getting a cake smashed in their face because that's the only celebration they get to their birthday?
Right. Well, they celebrated George Lynch's birthday at the Golden Nugget. Last Friday. It was his birthday, and the promoter got him a cake and brought him out on stage and stuff. So while Lynch joined Akin for the last 3 songs, they did a little happy birthday thing for him.
Yeah. And even that, and again, I don't want to shit on that. I'm not shitting on that specific thing. I'm just saying in general. Do you really want to share your birthday with the fucking people that you're doing a job for? I mean, honestly.
Well, I don't think he knew that they were going to do that. The promoter knew it was his birthday, so he kind of came out and surprised him with the whole cake.
Hey, it's a nice gesture, but I'm just saying, just in general. I mean, dude, if you sold a container to somebody, would you be like, hey, come on in, I'm having a birthday party today?
Exactly.
Come on in, have a piece of cake. You can sing happy birthday to me. Come on. You're not going to do that.
Right.
But instead, when it's these rock birthdays, it's like, okay, everybody, a 1, a 2, happy birthday.
Exactly.
It's like, it's a different life. That's all I'm saying. It's a very different life.
It definitely is. I mean, the times that I've been out on the road with Akin and, doing 3 gigs in a row, you fly 5 times in a matter of basically 72 hours, I've flown, I've done this. I've flown from Chicago to Atlanta, changed airplanes, flew into Biloxi, Mississippi, flew out of Biloxi, Mississippi to Dallas, from Dallas to El Paso, from El Paso back to Dallas, Dallas to Midland, Texas, from Midland back to Dallas, Dallas back to Chicago, all in 72 hours.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So it's a
and
lot.
Every time you're dealing with or most of the time you're dealing with TSA and take off your shoes, put on your shoes. How much does your fucking bag weigh? It's like, I understand why the rich guys buy their own planes.
Yeah, sure. That's if you can afford that. Hey, God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Thinking about birthdays. Happy birthday, Tommy Lee. New Motley Crue rule. Hail and kill.
There's Tim. Another Australian.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about the new Motley song.
Oh, there's a new Motley song?
Yeah, that canceled song finally hit.
Jeez. That just goes to show you how much I paid attention.
Yeah, I think rules might be a little strong. It's not as bad as the other one. It's definitely not as bad as the Dogs of War, but it's not very good
have
either.
Talking to the mic, Ozzy.
Did John 5 save Motley Crue?
Save?
Well, I mean, the old question, did Vinnie Vincent save Kiss? Well, did John 5 save Motley Crue?
No. Motley Crue was dead long before fucking John 5 came in.
Okay, all right. Question, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for playing, Ozzy.
that mic is scary over there. He's like halfway on the couch and away from the mic, and then he's out there shouting out questions and stuff.
Hey,
it's okay. It's okay, Ozzy. Just talk right into the mic.
The monitor.
No, you're still not talking into the mic.
Yes, I am.
Pretend it's a cock and put your mouth on it.
Neeley, can you get me a piece of white foam for this? It's black.
Can you just squirt something out of the mic every so often for him so he feels at home? Jesus Christ. Come on, Ozzy.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Jesus.
Speak into the mic.
Yeah. The guy who gets a photo with that porn star with jizz on his pants. Didn't you, Neeley?
No.
Oh, that was Ron Jeremy.
That was Ron Jeremy.
Wasn't that somewhere? Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't that Billy and Ron Jeremy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I remember that. It's like, hey, look, he's taking photos. Did he go to jail or not? Or
Yeah, he's in jail.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's probably going to die in there.
Oh, okay. So what did he end up going for? Or what was he caught for anyway?
Well, supposedly for rape.
Oh, doing a bit of a Trump feel. Okay.
Guy, hey, I need to hook him up with Sal. These two and their Trump. Everything's Trump.
Love the Trump.
Love the Trump.
Yeah. He and Sal would just hit it off.
Well, maybe you could take Ozzy to Chicago, because I know damn well Sal ain't going to make that drive.
Well, perhaps that'll happen Tuesday.
There you go.
Ozzy's got some business in the city, so.
Okay.
So, let's see.
Very good.
But, all right. Well, that's what's going on in our world.
Cool.
Yeah. So glad to be back, and as you can see, I have a house guest.
You do.
Yep. So it'll be interesting for the rest of the show here.
I'll bet.
Thankfully, I have Ozzy's mic controlled over here, so I can shut him down, and when he gets a little too out of control.
Cigarette, the nerves have just gone a little bit more, so things are getting a little more relaxing.
Got to have them smokes.
Exactly.
Got to put that fag in his mouth.
Right.
Fair income, that's right.
All right, I say we take a break. That hour went very quickly.
Yes, it did. Man,
it flew by. But all right, well, if you guys and gals listening in want to get a request in, as always, and well, I tell you what, Chris, since I've been, giving the fans props, and people like to hear their name mentioned on the radio.
Yeah,
they like to have their name in the air.
Ooh.
People are requesting songs as early as Wednesday.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
So they're just thinking about the show 3 days in advance. Just like, man, I got to get my song in there.
Yet those bastards won't subscribe.
I don't think about the show until like today. And I'm on it.
Yeah. But if you do want to get a request in, hit me up on the email, request@theclassicmetalshow.com. Now, what is this? What is this new thing that you have where people can send a message from the CMS network? What is
Substack?
That? I don't know what it is. I'm starting to get emails. New message from the CMS network. Contact the CMS fuckies.
That's just the website.
All right.
That's just from the website.
All right. Because is that something new that you put up, or it's always been there? Or
it's always been there.
Discovering it. Okay.
Yeah, it's always been there since I built the new site, and that was December of last year.
Okay. All right. I think people are just discovering it because now I'm seeing people, sending a message that way.
There's so much stuff on that site. We need one click, hail and kill. Click the fuck here.
He doesn't like all the choices. He wants one choice.
Very difficult.
One choice only.
The The problem, Ozzy, is everybody wants a different choice, which is why I give you everything.
Okay, yeah, I don't even know what I'm using it or have been using in Australia. I was explaining it to Neeley, but I'll show them the website. It shows no vision, but it plays the show most probably for 2 days over and over, including all the music, and then it'll go into repeats, which it'll then continue on for 8 days non-stop or something.
Who knows what he's talking about?
Yeah. I have no idea. It's like, yeah, okay, cool.
I'll get Neeley to send you the link.
All right. Well, I'll let you pick a tune to get us going here, Chris. So what should we play? See how that goes, Ozzy?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I get it now.
How about if we go with some Easy O and we go with Fire Fire from the album of the same name?
See, he knows the track.
Yeah. Well, Ozzy was marveling at your music prowess.
Well, every time you say that, like Chris will go, yeah, exactly as you just did then, and name the album, the song, and everything. Whereas, as I said to you, I most probably couldn't name each name of the song, So,
well, that's why I'm the best.
That's why you tune in, Ozzy.
Chris, this is Neeley's show.
I know that's true. Sal told me.
All right. Well, we're going to play a few tunes. We'll come back. Here's EZO with Fire Fire exclusively here. What, Ozzy?
On your classic metal show.
This episode of the CMS Network is brought to you by our sponsor, Blackout Coffee. If you are a coffee lover, you will love what they are selling over at Blackout Coffee. Make sure you get yourself some. The only thing woke about this company is the drinker of the coffee, because it gives you quite a jolt. I am a personal fan of the Brutal Awakening Dark Roast, but everybody's a little bit different. Make sure you get what is your favorite today. Go to blackoutcoffee.com. Use the promo code CHRIA20 to save 20% on your first order. It's that simple. So one more time, blackoutcoffee.com. That is the link, or use the full link if you're going to shop around. That is scrolling on the bottom, and get yourself some of the best coffee that is out there today. blackoutcoffee.com.
Looking to sell your car quickly and for top dollar? At buyyourcars.net, we make it easy. Whether your vehicle is new, used, or even damaged, we'll buy it in any condition. Fast offers, quick cash, and hassle-free transactions. What more could you ask for? Just visit buyyourcars.net, enter your vehicle information, and get a fast offer within minutes. Ready to sell? Call us today at 770-815-0342 or fill out the contact form at buyyourcars.net. Get cash fast for your car the easy way. Buyyourcars.net. Selling your car has never been easier.
What's up, guys? This is Rich from Reminair, and you are watching CMS TV.
It is your classic metal show right here on the classicmetalshow.com. That, of course, is Motorhead with Trader, live from Brixton. I guess that's what that is. 1987. And that one going out by request to, I'm going to try to say his name right. He had to correct me the other day, but these guys with their interesting names. But that one goes out to Miles Mullally. That's how you say his name.
Okay.
That. And just before that, we heard, we heard some Black Sabbath with Falling Off the Edge of the World. And let's see, who asked for that one? A little misconduberated here, so forgive me. I'm just trying to catch up. Having house guests and having in-studio guest is definitely different. That goes out by request to Hardy Boy. And then just before that, we heard Iron Maiden featuring Paul Di'Anno on lead vocal there with Women in Uniform. That goes out by request to Ben Benjamin for a long distance request for Shelley.
Oh.
So we got chat room CMS fans dedicating songs to one another.
Much love for everybody, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this one's for her. This one's for him. This goes out to him. It's a long distance dedication.
And Ben writes.
And then he writes. Exactly. So, well, here we are back into the second segment. Of course, Ozzy's outside taking a smoke again.
Well, it's been 10 minutes. I mean, shit. What do you expect, Neeley?
Smoke another cigarette.
What were you expecting?
He needs to fire up another fag.
That's right. I'm actually drinking tonight. Ozzy drove me to drink.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think he may have locked himself out. Hang on a second.
All right. I guess I'm going to fill for a little while here. So while Neely's away, obviously, Neely is, he doesn't know what's going on. He's having a set of circumstances tonight, which of course leaves me to, pick up these pieces, I guess. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Yeah, I'm hearing the doorbell ring, and I'm looking outside, and there's Ozzy outside the front door there. The door is locked. Couldn't get back in.
Did you give him a set of keys for next time?
Really? So what is it? What is it you're drinking?
Just beer, Miller Lite.
See, that's a rarity.
Yeah, I drank some beers last week on the show because I was supposed to get high, and then that was a whole episode trying to get the fucking gummies from the place.
Okay.
Whoever heard of a business that you can't do any business with a credit card at?
Is it all cash?
All cash.
Oh, well, see, I could have bought it then. That's all I do is I carry cash.
Well, of course I had none, and then I went to use my ATM card, and I have new ATM cards because I switched banks, and I don't know the PIN number. So I was just fucked.
No jacked up gummies for you.
No, so I had to drink instead, and that was not nearly as fun. But
right. So this week you're popping a cold one.
Yeah, well, you know what? Ozzy stressed me out enough that I just needed to. No, I just kind of had a taste for it, so I'm drinking a beer tonight before I switch to coffee here in a little while. So.
Oh, you're gonna go from beer to coffee?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
A little down, then some up.
Well, that's quite the combination.
No, it's either that or Sprite, but I can't really drink the Sprites in here because the can's green.
Oh, yeah. So it'll have a weird.
So it'll green screen out, and it's like I don't want to. There's nothing. I see people do that all the time on other podcasts, and it just looks as dumb as could fucking be when they're like, "Ooh, there's something here in my hand, and you can't see it." Oh, it's like, ugh, it's fucking stupid.
It's a ghost can.
Yeah, it just looks dumb, and I refuse to look that dumb. So. So for now, beers, but I will switch to coffee later because I got a feeling I'm going to be up all night doing processing and whatnot. So
right, of course. All right, well, fair enough. See all the ins and outs of having to do the show.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Well, there's a couple of emails before we get into something specifically directly to you.
Please bring it on.
Matt Barth writes.
Yes.
Chris,
and he writes,
did you go to the Black Crowes show at the Racino?
I did not.
You did not go?
I did not. Why? Did he see a fat guy and thought it was me?
No, Matt went to the Black Crowes. He went to the show in Cincinnati, and he wanted to know if you checked out the show when it came to Northfield.
Let me just tell you, that is a real regret for me because I was going to go, then I just, I've been talking about this. The pricing on all this stuff is just convincing me not to go.
Okay.
So then I was like, all right, I'm not going to go. Then my fantastic super friend, Matt Wardlaw, hits me up 2 hours before the show when I'm already doing something else.
Okay.
Bro, I got a pair of free tickets for you if you want to come. And I was like, son of a fucking bitch. I was so fucking annoyed because if he would have even told me in the morning, I would have not obligated.
Right.
But I had made dude, you make an obligation, you stick to it.
Sure, of course. You give somebody your word. You don't go, well, something better came up.
Mm-hmm. And believe me, it was something better because the other one was work related.
Sure.
I had agreed to a work-related phone conference at like 7:00 at night because it was somebody in California that needed it in the late afternoon. So I was committed to that, and I didn't want to try and get over there and get in halfway. And look, I'm a fat guy. I know that. And the fat guy, is there any? And you go to a ton of shows, is there anything worse than the fat guy trying to get into the middle of the row when the show when the show is going on,
right?
And you got to be that annoying asshole, and people are doing the lean and they do this thing, they pull their drink to their chest and they're like,
and if the seats are like fold up seats, then you got to fold the seat up and try to back into the well to let them get through. I just didn't want exactly, and I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to ruin somebody else's time because I like pizza.
Chris is getting soft.
Yeah, in the belly.
Mine's soft.
Yeah. If I'd never seen the Black Crowes before, I probably would have gone. I would have probably been the asshole to do that.
Sure,
but. Let's face it, I've seen the Black Crowes 15 times. In fact, you guys get to hear the classic metal show because I saw the Black Crowes.
Right.
That is a fact.
That is true.
That is where I met Neeley, was at a Black Crowes show.
Yep.
So you can respond to that email guy and say to him, read your review elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Go fuck yourself, Matt. That's from Ozzy, not me.
Right. Right. And you did take in a show at the casino. You actually did see Leonid and Friends.
I did. And they are very talented. My only criticism of the show, and it's a slight one, but it is a criticism, and it probably plays better to somebody like you than somebody like me. I honestly was not thrilled that they were playing the stuff that was not Chicago.
Oh, the Steely
Dan, Earth, Wind, and Fire and stuff. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that as much. I really enjoyed when they were playing, 25 or 6 to 4 or Color My World and some of the songs that I didn't know, which were some. There were some. I'm not as hardcore as you, where I could say, "Oh yeah, well of course that's track 8 on Chicago 2."
Right.
I don't know a lot of those off songs that they played as well, but I mean it was fun, and goddamn, do they sound like Chicago?
They do. They're amazing.
Yeah. But then again, that was where it got weird because when they're doing Steely Dan, it sounded like Chicago covering Steely Dan.
Yeah, well, they basically are interjecting horn-related songs from the 70s into their set, be it Steely Dan or Carpenters or Earth, Wind, and Fire, or what is that Jim Peterick band?
Survivor? Not Survivor.
No, they do Vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Rides a March.
Rides a March, yeah.
They do all the horn-driven songs that fit in that same genre.
Yeah, and that's fine, but it's not. I'm a little younger, just a little bit younger than that, where that was like kind of oldies music for me.
It's classic. I don't know if you even call that classic rock radio.
I think it's oldies now.
Yeah, it's pre-classic rock radio, I guess.
I mean, 70s is 50s. 50 years old.
What's the Carpenters? Their hit song? Is it that song, Top of the World?
Yeah,
that's one of them.
Well, the Carpenters had a shit ton of songs.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Yeah, but so they're branching out. I mean, when I saw them the first few times, it was strictly Chicago.
Right.
But now they're expanding the catalog a little bit to include other horn-driven music.
Yeah,
in that same genre or same vein. But
the one original.
But my hat's off to you though, is that you took a chance and you went out to see a band, you know, and went to see them, which
I've listened to you talk about them for about 10 years now. I was like, fuck, they're 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah, go.
The ticket, and we talked about it the week before. The tickets were cheap. They were like, I think I was sitting, first of all, I was surprised how empty it was. It really was not like overloaded, crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't empty. I don't want to say it like that. Like there was, 35 people there. It was 2/3 full, I would say. The back wasn't real full. But I bought a ticket at the box office. It was $47.50, I think.
Yeah, I think we said that was like $49 or something like that.
It was $47 worth for just the eye candy there or not?
No, please.
All right, come on.
If you like old and saggy.
Yeah,
I had to ask.
It looked like they took a bus from the old age home, or
I mean these are the older 60s people, the people who were teenagers in the 60s.
So they're not luring any younger fans.
No,
but the majority of the people there were like teenagers in the 60s.
Yeah.
The only young people were the nurses taking care of these people. And these were old people. They were, I would say, I mean, no kidding, the average age had to be 70.
Yeah,
really?
Easily.
It was old people. It was definitely, I saw enough tanks to take the whole fucking audience scuba diving with. I mean, there was a lot of air. I'm not even kidding. I am a little bit, but I mean, I'll bet you I saw 15 people with air tanks.
Oh yeah. It's the casino people.
Yeah.
The youngest guy there.
Yeah. So, but aside from the show, I thought that was cool that you actually ventured out to go see it,
Yeah.
Because you don't leave the house unless it's something you really want to do. Yeah.
But I do every once in a while. Like, remember when I just popped in on the Red Rain thing?
Yeah, you did.
When Red Rain was there, and nobody even knew I was coming, and I just showed up every once in a while.
We were all surprised. We were down in that hotel in Massillon, and here comes Chris, and it's like, holy shit, dude! He drove down from Twinsburg to Massillon.
It was like an hour and a half drive or whatever it was to get down.
Totally planned so he could steal the thunder.
No, it wasn't. Honestly, I'm telling you, Ozzy. I don't need attention. Believe me. I really have no need for anybody's attention.
I'm exactly like that as well, though. Yeah.
But sometimes I just get it in my head that I want to go do something, so I go and do it.
Right.
Good music is good music, though, live. Doesn't matter who it is. Yeah.
Well, speaking of going to see something, I went to see the reunited Slayer.
Yeah.
They played at Riot Fest here in Chicago a week ago Sunday.
Right.
And Taylor and I ventured out. We wanted to go see Slayer. Of course, Slayer, had quote unquote called it quits 5 years ago or so. And they were lured back out of retirement to do a handful of dates. And the date that was scheduled for Louisville, Kentucky got canceled just due to the weather.
It did.
And the weather was kind of sketchy here in Chicago. It was raining cats and dogs all day. I mean, it was pouring.
Right.
And fortunately, before Slayer came on, it had stopped. We went to Riot Fest late in the evening because we really were only interested in seeing Slayer, although there was a shit ton of other bands there playing. Lamb of God, we caught probably 2/3 of Lamb of God.
Sure, you loved that.
You know what? I didn't mind Lamb of God. It's just that they gave me the same. They gave me the same feel as going to see Zakk Wylde. They just sound the same. All their songs are just the same. There was like no variation in the way that they deliver. It's just all in your face all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no melody to it. It's just a barrage of noise constantly.
It's just straight brutality. I mean, I like them, but I can't listen to more than like 3 or 4 songs in a row.
Yeah. So a whole show of Lamb of God, it got boring. Actually, it's just boring. It was loud and boring
I can see that.
Sounded the same.
Right.
And then Rob Zombie came on. We watched the whole Zombie show. And, he played some White Zombie tunes and, of course, Rob Zombie solo tunes and, Living Dead Girl and Dragula and,
Sure.
all the hits and stuff. But he sounded good. And Rob sounded very, very powerful. He came off looking like Rob Zombie, just looking the same as he has for the last 30 years.
Right.
So seeing Rob Zombie, pretty good show, but Slayer, obviously that was the biggest draw of Sunday. And
Sure.
People they had 4 huge, and I'm talking huge stages, like Walker style stages up there.
Mm-hmm.
People were lining up or gathering in front of the Slayer stage an hour before they went on, you know, because everybody was trying to get a good seat. And as soon as that goddamn Slayer came on, all the assholes had to come pushing through the crowd.
Of course they do.
Going down to the pit, and just shoving their way through, you know? And it's just like, I just wanted to trip a few of them because they just slamming through there, you know? And it's like, dude, I get it. It's Slayer, but you don't have to push and shove. All you have to do is just, squeeze by. You don't have to ram your way through.
Yeah, they do, because they're tough.
Of course they have to. It's the Slayer. Let's top up our retirement fund tour.
Right. But it was good. I think I sent you a couple of videos. You got
I don't have those handy.
No. I took some video. I'll send the rest of them to you, and you can put them up for the CMS Locals people.
Yeah.
But I took probably 7 or 8, clips, 2-3 minutes long of each song, and they sounded amazing. I mean, and the stage show was just, over the top.
Sure.
It was just a big Slayer show, and for being away for 5 years, they haven't lost a step. But of course, Kerry King has been out there doing his Kerry King project, which sounds exactly like Slayer.
And he's playing Slayer covers. So.
Of course. Of course. So Kerry King isn't rusty, but Tom Araya has been out of the spotlight for 5 years, and he came back and he brought it big time.
When you say big show, what do you mean? Did they have
it was big. It was
fireworks?
Means not small, Ozzy, not small.
No, the visual effects were huge. The stage was huge. It was just a massive stage, is what I'm trying to say. And the visual effects were big. Big fire. What's so wild about the fire is we were back a good distance away,
and you can feel the heat.
And you could just feel the heat. The minute those flames went off, you could feel that heat hit you within a half a second.
Sure.
So I can't even imagine what it felt like on the stage.
Well, I've got some fire on the stage right now.
Yeah, there you go. Big old burning upside down cross.
Yeah, this was your show.
Yeah, no, I had
yeah, right.
Let's skip in here. Is this the opening?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what they opened with?
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks good.
It was great. I mean, it was a fantastic show. I was just like, holy shit, these guys have not lost a beat.
Right.
And I had talked to Eric Braverman.
Yeah.
Prior to the show, because, he has a friendship with Tom Araya.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Araya is
Cheech and Chong.
Okay. He's a, Tom Araya is a donor to the Last Supper Museum and so on and so forth. But regardless of that, I was talking to Eric Braverman, and you know what he told me? And this is just Eric telling me this, so I don't know that this is fact. This is hearsay.
Okay.
But you know why, or one of the impetus behind Slayer getting together for a handful of shows?
No idea.
Because Tom's wife was basically like, what happened to the rock star husband I married? I want to see him back on stage and performing. And so she basically told their booking agent, if they get any offers, take them. Because she basically wanted to get Tom out of the house and go out there and perform.
Jeez.
That's what Eric said, okay?
Right.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. So, but I don't have any reason not to believe it.
I'd believe that.
So I guess our good friend CMS Mikey went to the show at Louisville.
It sucks to be him.
And he had like full pit passes to photograph the show, and I guess it got rained out. Maybe you know more about it.
Yeah, it did. The whole day got blown away by the hurricane, or the hurricane rain or whatever.
Yeah, the hurricane-esque weather.
Yeah. So they blew the whole day out.
Yeah. So what, Slayer had like 5 shows booked, right? Something
3.
like that. 3?
Yeah.
So that was one of the 3 that got blown away. Where was the third one?
I think LA. I'm not positive on that, but I think there was there was Riot Fest. There was that one that would be East Coast, and then there was like Los Angeles, I think.
Okay.
Not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, that had to suck for anybody that drove down there.
Now, what was the name of that fest? Now,
Louder Than Life.
All right, and that was several days, right?
Yeah, 4 days.
4 days.
Pass.
Yeah. Well, again, Riot Fest was like 3 days.
Right. Again, pass.
Yeah. So again, I didn't have any interest in going to see Riot, go to Riot Fest aside from seeing Slayer, and
right.
Goal fulfilled. And it was great. So if you had an opportunity to go, if you were in the Chicagoland area and saw Slayer, I'm sure you probably enjoyed the show too.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've only ever done one 4-day show. That was Glastonbury in the UK.
And who played that?
Who was there?
Headlining there was Billy Bragg. Who? Billy. You either like Billy Bragg or you hate him. I don't like his politics, but I do like his music. New Order were there. I think Oasis or Pulp or one of those were there, but headlining on the final night was The Cure. And I love
that. Sounds absolutely terrible.
That's and they could make a multi.
Oh, there were way more bands there than
obviously, but if those were the ones that stood out for you, I'd hate to see the ones that didn't stand out for you.
Who were you there to see?
Well, no one technically, because when I had arrived in London in August of '94, I think it's around September. So a fellow that I was working with, Pervy Pete.
Pervy Pete.
Well, that's what I ended up nicknaming him. He lives in Australia now, but anyway, he's like, "Oh, come to this Glastonbury festival." So I'm like, "Yeah, fair enough." I looked at the program. For me, it was more about the experience of going there, and he had been going there for like he's around our age group. He a touch older, maybe Neely's age, but anyway, he's been going there for like 15 odd years, and every year Glastonbury, if you look at the history, it's like mudded out, it's rained out, blah blah blah. So
why don't they move it to a better part of the year?
Why don't they move it to a better part of the planet? But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, I got a ticket, and there's so many tangents and stories I could go off onto. But anyway, the year I particularly went, he was like, "Oh, you're good luck," because it was just so sunny, hot, perfect. And yeah, it was a fantastic experience. I went with him and a mate and my ex-girlfriend, who was ex at the time, which was strange. And but they have different sort of things there as well. Like,
oh, hold on a minute. Hold on, Ozzy. You can't just gloss over that. So you had an ex-girlfriend that you traveled from Australia to England with?
Well, I'm not even going to get into that girlfriend story now.
Well, you brought
it up.
Oh, shit.
You can just say yes.
It doesn't. It's irrelevant. I mean, maybe when we run out of some material, I can tell that
We never run out of material, Ozzy.
I know. I mean, look, it could go for a while. But anyway.
So you were trying to get back with this chick?
No, not at all. We were done. We were totally done.
Were you trying to get your balls licked or something?
No, not really. She just wanted to come along because at that point in time, we were seeing each other on I suppose, casual fuck basis, if you want.
All right. See, now we're getting somewhere. So because she was giving you some puss here and there, you were willing to take her on a trip.
Yeah.
There you go. What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Is it just not safe to talk about it even at this juncture?
No, it's fine to talk about it because the story gets fairly ugly. But
well, what happened? Can you shorten it out? Can you give us the abridged version of the ugliness that happened?
Well, basically, I can tell you now, I did not screw her at that festival.
All right. Well, what was the ugly part? What do you mean it got ugly? What happened?
Well, how we ended up parting and what she ended up doing now in life and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, how did you end up parting?
Here, let me tell you one good part.
All right, please do.
Of the festival. So we're up in the healing field.
Uh-huh.
You can imagine healing field. There's like hippies walking around naked and all this blah, blah. And we're lying there. And
were you naked?
No, I wasn't.
Was she naked?
No.
So there was no nakedness in the story.
It was probably all of us dudes at the time had no shirts on because it was extremely hot.
Were you healing?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Did you pull off a Marvin Gaye and have some sexual healing?
We're all in the healing field, but just there chilling out, having a drink, whatever, because you could, walk around with drinks and whatever. And my mate Pervy Pete, he's like gone and bought like poppers, these poppers you just sniff in your nose and they give you like a 10-second buzz or whatever.
Yeah, all right.
That was a bit of a novelty thing. So he's walking around, let's get
amyl nitrate.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Well, he'd buy a box of them and go, here you go,
You could just go buy a box of amyl nitrate?
Yeah, this is 1994, so yeah, you could back then. So we're in this healing
field. Jesus.
We're in this healing field, and where the main stage was, and let me just set where the main stage is on a hill where in the center of this hill is one huge big tree that maybe half a dozen people could climb up and watch a show from. So anyway, I've set that stage. So we're lying in the healing field and
wait a minute, you were in the healing field?
Yeah, we're in this healing field. It's a section of the Glastonbury thing.
So the Glaston thing had the healing field.
There was a part of
Did you have?
There were 5 different stages, and there was the techno tent, there was the
I see
queer tent, there was the,
and that's where the healing field was, not in Glaston.
But we're okay. So we're in that section that Chris seems to be wanting to know more about.
I do.
Yeah. Some girl walks up and she's like, mushies, and my mate Pete's like, had a look at the bag and whatever.
That's Pervy Pete, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, and Pete's like, no, and I'm like, Pete, what are you doing? He's going, we'll get some, mushies, and I'm like, I've never done mushies before or anything. Oh. He's going, okay, how do you know? I go, what that lady had in the bag? I got no idea what that was, Anyway, someone else strolls along, bang, bang, and then, I don't know, after the third or so person, someone pulls out a bag and like, mushies, and it's basically looked like mushrooms that had just been pulled out, a few feet next to you from the dirt with still some of the root and the dirt's on them and whatever, and they're in a bag. And my mate Pete's looking and going, yeah, okay, buys them, whatever. At that time, it was, I don't know, like £5, like something really cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So he buys these mushies about. And this was on the last night, so it's settling in. The sun's coming down, and we'd I think we had parked our tent or set up our tent.
It's boring. You're boring, everybody. Quit boring everyone.
We'd set up our tent in front of the NME stage.
Are you going to get to the part where it got ugly? Come on.
Okay, so we're in So we head back to the tent. I'm sorry my stories are detailed, but I can't miss any facts. This is big.
You fucking losses, dude. Just fucking go. Get killed.
Well, he's already tried to lock me out of the house. Anyway, so we head back to the tent. It's getting on dusk now. The Cure are going to come on in a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Neeley pulls out the bag and he's going, right here.
Neeley pulled out the bag?
Sorry, Pervy.
Pervy. I get it. Neeley, Pervy. I get the
he pulls out the bag and he's like, right, here you go. And I'm like, what do we do? He's going, just fucking eat it. And I go, what? Like, Daddy? And he pulls one out and just wipes a bit of the dirt off and goes, yeah, like this, and just shoves it in his mouth, grabbed a bit of water and just, he goes, there you go. And I'm like, well, what's the hit? What? I've never done this before. And he's like, just fucking eat the dirt, you fag, you know, literally to me, you know. And so I did it and whatever. And look, I had only tried an acid trip once before in Australia. So that was what I thought it was going to feel like. Anyway, yeah, bang. It really, really hit us. And my ex, it hit her so fucking bad. Like, so we're walking up to the Cure. We're starting to watch the Cure, and like she's just hanging on to me like nothing and going, that fucking tree's moving. That tree is moving. She's like now not even facing the stage. She's hanging on to me, watching this tree going, it's moving, man. We got to get it. We have to go. And she's just losing her mind. And I'm going, it's not moving. And I was like, walked up to the tree. I was handling it like it was okay. I've never tried them again. No one's offered them to me. But, yeah, I was like, you know, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, you know. And you finally calmed down, except that the tree just freaked her out all night. It apparently moved around the whole oval, you know.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like... All right, to cut it short then. So the reason me and her broke up was because I found out she had an affair with a Negro.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Let's get to the crux of the story. Okay. So right. I dismissed her basically. I was dating her for 4 years prior to I left to London. She went early for 6 months early to see family. And that's where by the time I got over there, because of awards and whatever, blah, blah, back home, I then went over there. Basically, our relationship had sort of dissipated in a way. And I kind of knew that something was strange. The relationship never felt the same again. And
she was probably all hollowed out by then.
As I say, the pussy probably didn't feel the same either.
Yeah, exactly.
She was all wallowed out.
Wallowed out.
You know what Ozzy said when he found out?
What's that?
Son of a bitch! That is out of complete control.
I said, you fucking whore. You Negro whore.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Yeah, that's what I said to her. Mind you, I did at that. There was a juncture there where I didn't know what she was doing with her life, and neither did I. So I think that festival was around September. But anyway.
So would you have been okay with it if she started banging a Sweden? Well, the same thing. Sorry. I mean, I don't know, a white guy?
Fuck no. We'd spent 5 years together. I mean, and I thought, you know, it may go down the path of the line of everything. So I did a really sweet thing. That Christmas time, come Christmas, it was all up in the air. So I'm like, right, I booked a 4-day trip to Paris. So we go to Paris. I did the whole.
Now this is after she banged the Negro, as you said.
Well, at this point, I had assumed she had, and she was giving me vibes of she was working as a receptionist at a hotel. So she was like,
I can see the vibe.
And there was this Aussie bird working there as well. So she started becoming, I've got a friend there, and all this, and I was literally at that point. About an hour away in a tube train drive to see her. So I was only seeing her on weekends. So she started getting the whole, you're not seeing me and you're not being my boyfriend, and now you can't come this weekend because you're doing overtime on the Saturday and all this. And I'm like, I'm doing it for us. I was being the right guy. You're the one who fucked, behind my back. And you know, the leopard doesn't change its spots. And that's where I went, okay, I'll give it one last chance. So I took a 4-day trip to Paris, took it to Paris. We la-di-da, some fancy restaurant. We ate fucking frog legs, all the nonsense. And
all the romantic stuff.
Hey, how romantic is that me and her were standing directly under the Arc de Triomphe when the fireworks went and it changed from 94 to 95. So
wow, that's special.
That's something.
That is something. It is really. And that, but I sat her down.
That's great.
I sat her down at the restaurant and I said to her, look, do you want to do the whole fucking be a sheep? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to go back home to Oz, buy a house?
Wait a minute. This is after you thought she was cheating on you?
Yeah. I gave it one last.
You were going to marry a chick that you thought was cheating on you.
Well, maybe had shagged a Negro at that point.
I am loving this.
Thank you, Rev.
See, I've improved the story now. And she's like, no, I don't want to do any of that stuff now. Fine, bang, I don't want to do it. Bang, I'm going back to, the hotel. You do your thing, and I do mine. And and that's when, fortunately enough, the place I was working at the time, I had plenty of dudes that were like, fuck her, don't worry. They, took me under their wing and got me partied, and I tried many different, females around the continent. And 3 months after, I think it was, when I did that, she's called me up going, oh, I'm going back home to Oz. And that happened. And I literally did not see her again for another 2 or 3 years, because I then continued on for a year, lived in America for a year, partied on, fucked heaps of different women. She was completely out of my mind. When I finally arrived back home, my first mate I saw, he says to me, oh, I bumped into Karina's mum. That was Karina's mum. And I go, oh yeah, what did she say? And he said, she said the worst fucking mistake she ever did was leaving me.
Yeah.
Right? Because by this stage, she's now got a couple of Negro toddlers.
Negro toddlers?
Yeah.
Are you saying niglets? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm talking niglets.
Jeez.
And they certainly took on the dark chocolate skin.
Well,
how cool is that? How cool is that?
Here's the funny part.
All right, I thought that was the funny part.
Here's the here's the end of that story for you. So 20 years later, we're talking, I don't know, last 10 years or so, I get my cousin pops around and he says to me, oh, I've just been contacted through Facebook from Karina. She wants to talk to you. And I'm like, this is a bird I've totally forgotten. So, of course, I discussed it with Mum. She's like, oh, yeah, go out with her. You haven't dated a bird for years. Just forget the Negro and, and all that. Like, just don't worry about date her again.
That's what your mom said?
Yeah, this is Mum. She's like, just date her. Don't worry about, the kids are now, whatever, I think they're 15 or something, 17 and all that. And yet my father, who I'm exactly like, he's like, don't ever go back to a bird who's cheated on you. They'll cheat again. You're going backwards, son. And I'll tell you now, there was so many conversations I had, and I'll tell you now, something changed in her voice too, because she had a total fucking $10 a minute phone voice. And we spoke one night for about 8 hours, non-stop on the phone, and I'm on the verge. I got mum on one shoulder.
8 hours?
Easily. If not.
What the fuck?
I agree.
I've got Mum on one shoulder going, just meet her for a coffee. Just meet her for a coffee. And then I got Dad on the other shoulder going, son, Negro. Right? And I'm just like, bang. I had a brain explosion. I literally said to her, fuck you, you Negro whore. And I hung up on her. And I've never heard from her again. Even though I could seek her out and I know where she works.
I'm telling you, butthole, something. This shit is way out of line.
So there's one of my. So Chris, I do need help with the book.
That was a long way to get to that story.
Yeah, I was gonna say, holy cow.
I sped it up a bit, you know.
Yeah, I know. We had to hear about mushrooms and a healing field and going to see The Cure all the way to. We wanted to get to the part you just finished.
Let me just say one thing.
Oh, please do.
At the Glastonbury, so maybe just prior before, and I excluded this part, but I think it was just prior before we went off to The Cure, and I think Hervey was off to go to see New Order or whatever, and we went bang. We're walking along, and I was like organised because I had the program, and it's like 6:15 this, and anyway, so as we were just walking through, and this must have just been at the early stage when these mushies were kicking in. Oh, there's a circus tent. We go into this circus tent. Now I'm talking this circus tent, fair income. It was on hay. There was no fucking trap doors. It was dirt, right? I checked that. The seats we were sitting on were like from some fucking cheap cattle show or something, right? And bang, and out comes a person on a table. They pull out a chainsaw, chop this guy in half. We're all like, what? Blood's going everywhere. Honestly, this is the most real special effect. The fucking person comes off the table like a lump looking dead, then all of a sudden just gets its two hands and starts crawling out to the exit on hay dirt floor and is leaving a trail of blood. And we've just all gone, what the fuck's just happened? Right?
Who the fuck are you, shitwad?
And then when they did bring out the lady and the fellow put the rings over her to see if she's floating, I can tell you now, there was no fucking trick wires in this tent. And that was kind of, quite a good lead up to the Cure show anyway.
Wow.
And then I woke up.
This shit's real. I've got photographs.
Oh, that's quite a story there.
That's quite a story.
Woo. I've done a few things.
Apparently.
Okay, let's talk about some American stories now.
American stories. Wow.
Okay, so there's a bit about one of my ex-girlfriends. So I'm glad I didn't walk through that door.
I guess so.
Jeez, I would have had a couple of niglets on that. Miss probably in jail. That would have been all right. All I would have had to do is visit him and talk to him behind the phone. For a minute.
Talk to him through a glass, huh, Ozzy?
Just go with it. Don't worry about the Negroes. Go and have a coffee with them, me mum. And I said, no, I just couldn't go back there. And I've learnt my lesson. Don't ever go back to, bird that cheats on you will always cheat on you. That's a fact. It's absolute fact.
Mom goes, go have a coffee. And Dad's go, don't do it.
That's exactly right.
Don't do it.
That's right.
Dad was like, keep the cream in your coffee, pal.
Yeah.
Get some G's in your coffee first thing in the morning.
Yeah. See? I'm glad we got you to open up.
No,
already.
My father was like, if you fucking get back with her, you're disowned. Wow. He's that caliber. I'll disown you. He's like, bang.
Well, that's something.
Mum would have been like, I'll look after their children or whatever.
She's volunteering to be their mammy.
Well, this is how it is. Shit, I wouldn't be where I am sitting in the CMS if I took Mum's guidance,
If I had listened to my mom, I would have not met my lofty goals of sitting on the CMS couch.
Under the Don Dokken Shrine.
30 minutes later, I have no idea what we're talking about.
He's talking about his bad relationships. This was Ozzy Osbourne, AussyAce's version of Snapchat.
I guess so.
Exactly. I mean, the real funny thing was I was talking to Neeley last night at the hotel before he left, and in my head I'm like talking and cramming everything in, waiting to hear your manager's calling. I'm like, hold on, I'm fucking here with him for real. What am I doing? I've got to not have to condense shows. I can spread them out.
Well, that's good. Thank God.
Neeley is an excellent listener.
He's amazed.
I am.
He lapped me on sangria today. I was talking that much.
Ooh.
Andro.
all the things that he's just experienced in the last 24 hours.
It's too much. It's too much. I better go and have
It's
another bag.
It's overload for him.
Don't
Chris,
lock yourself out this time.
Chris, what song are we going with?
No,
we're not going to a song.
Go have a fag, Ozzy.
Yeah, I will.
Go suck on a fag.
Hey, I've got about 130 unfinished stories with Neeley at the moment. You know how you haven't seen someone for a while and you're like,
I've never seen you, Ozzy.
Fuck you, pal.
Fuck you, pal.
Exactly. Oh, there he goes. And don't lock yourself out this time.
Jesus. Well, we didn't really want the show to be at all on the rails tonight, did we?
Not a bit.
Holy smokes.
All right. So there he goes. There he goes. All right. What were we talking about?
We weren't.
We were talking about Slayer. We were talking about the Black Crowes. Ozzy.
Leonid and friends.
Yeah, he went to a 4-day festival and ate mushrooms and broke up with his chick, and she was so heartbroken that she went out and banged out some black babies.
Yeah, that's pretty upset.
That is pretty upset.
Okay then.
All right. Getting back to some questions, and I don't know, maybe I could just address this with you off air. I don't know, but
we'll figure it out.
Our one of our fans, the Purple Hemakuda.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while.
He requests songs every week.
Okay,
but regardless of that, he wants to know. Maybe you can give a short answer without boring everybody about it, but he wants to know if there's a streaming licensing service that's better than others if you wanted to make an online radio show.
Well, the best way to do it, the cheapest way to do it is just sign up for a Live 365 account, pay them their money, and they handle all the licensing.
Okay, so there you go, Tim.
That's the easiest way to do it. I mean, you can sign up for all this different bullshit, Sound Exchange and SoCan or whatever, but you gotta, if you do it that way, then you gotta start paying attention to where your show is playing at, and do geo licensing and all this other bullshit. Just sign up for Live 365. It's like $70 a month. They deal with all the licensing.
Right.
They pay the royalties, and you're off the hook if they fuck up.
Okay. So there's the easy answer for you there, Tim. Yeah. So people looking for technical advice about being able to stream a radio station online. And
if you do it that way, you will not end up with black babies. Just I'd throw that in.
Well, that's certainly a safeguard against that.
Fucking Ozzy, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. See what happens? See what happens? This is why we don't have guests on the show.
Yeah, no kidding.
You just never know where it's going.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be off the rails for the next 5 fucking hours or whatever, 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to keep a throttle on his mic here a little bit. And if he locks himself out again, I'm gonna he's gonna go to bed. No, he didn't lock himself out this time, so he's
that's good.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you have going on?
Well, would you like to hear the Motley song?
Yes, I would. I wasn't even aware that it was out, but yes, I would like to hear this fantastic creation. Now, is this another AI generated tune?
I don't think so. I mean, look, I'd love to shit on it. You know, I would be perfectly happy to shit on this thing.
Okay.
But it's fairly decent. Is it great? No. Is it Motley in their prime? No. Is it better than Dogs of War? Yes.
Okay. Does it sound like they're actually playing the song?
It does.
Okay. Because Dogs of War sounded like a total AI song.
No, this sounds better. It's called Canceled. It's because they're edgy like that.
Okay.
That they could sing about being canceled. So let's just check it out. This is Canceled. It's Motley Crue.
All right. Vince's voice up.
Oh, yeah. Of course they do.
Because I noticed, like, on that Dogs of War song, or it sounds like he sounds like a younger Vince, you know, and we know his voice isn't that high in register like it used to be from Shout at the Devil or something like that. And that's about the what do you want to call the pitch his voice is in the song. And do you think that's natural for Vince to sound that way?
Dude, it would shock me none if they had to piece this word for word together with Vince. Would it shock you?
No, not at all. I'm sure he got one line out and they'd save it, and another line out and save it.
And then send some engineer to a fucking nightmare afternoon of putting it together into sentences or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, is it the worst? No. Reminds me a lot of that song that they did, Fake. Maybe a faster version of that song, Fake, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of Generation Swiney sound.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess that's where they are now in their life, is in that industrial
world. At the beginning of it kind of sounded like something from the Downward Spiral from 9 Inch Nails or something. That's what I sounded like.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing they've put out. It's better than the last two.
Yeah, but it's generic.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to remember this song 3 months from now? No. You probably won't remember it tomorrow. Or you want a little more of it?
Hang on. Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
I want to say something about this.
Okay, say something, Tim. We know how much you love Motley Crue.
Well, I hate to admit this, but it's the truth. When Motley Crue were here in November in Sydney, I recorded the gig on my phone, like the audio, and I always record the gigs on my phone and the audio so I can play back later.
Okay.
And they did a show in Florida, I think, on the 26th of September, right? So there's been all these, you know, allegations of lip syncing and the whole thing, right? So I played songs that were my audio because the show taped quite well. I played songs that were my audio, then I played them against the same songs that they played in Florida. And the vocals were exactly the same.
Dead on, huh?
Exactly the same. Exactly like phrase for phrase, the intonations, all of it was exactly the same. So yes, absolutely, Vince Neely's lip syncing.
All right, and that's coming from a hardcore Crue fan.
Yeah.
Were you sad when you figured it out, Tim?
Well, I'm pissed off. Yes. Yes. Because it's true. It's absolutely true. Like this is my job. This is what I do, you know. So I'm listening to this word for word, and it's like, oh my God. Yeah.
My heroes are phonies.
Vince Neil is lip syncing, except for when he says "Hi Florida," like he was saying "Hi Sydney," whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd throw that in. I love the song, of course, but
of course.
Well,
does it? Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Does it mean that Vince can't sing anymore? I mean, Vince has never been able to sing in the first place, but what does it mean? Does it just mean? I mean, heaps of bands must be doing it. I think Eddie Trunk's right. Terrible.
That'll be all, Tim. Thank you.
I think that's your manager, Tim.
Well, Tim, don't go.
Yeah.
So will you be the next Australian to visit the Classic Metal Show studio in person?
Well, I don't know that I could walk in America, let alone travel there. We'll see. We'll see.
Because I got this big Aussie sitting in my studio right now, and he's just over there making all kinds of noise, eating chips, drinking sodas, smoking cigarettes, just
fags.
Well, that's typical Australian. What do you expect?
Well, I don't know what typical Australian is. I have no idea. But he's
no wonder Don.
Go ahead.
No wonder Don Docker never wants to come here.
He's making a mess over there like a koala bear chewing through nuts or something.
Can you imagine both of us in the same room with me shaking all over the place as well, gosh?
One thing I will say, we're not drinking light beer in Australia.
Okay. Thanks for bringing us up to date, Aussie.
No, but I've got a question for Tim. Were the guitar solos like matched from that other gig?
He said it was dead on. So I'm
but the singing. How about the guitar solos?
Well, he said the music was dead on, so it sounds like the whole thing was just tracked. So anyway, let's here's some more of the new Motley.
All right, here you go. Here's more of Canceled, new Motley Crue. What is this? Wash my ass, you might get
watch your ass.
I thought he said wash your ass.
Well, it sounds like that, but I think he's saying watch your ass, you might get canceled.
Of course it's wash your ass, because Tim was there.
All right, I'm going to skip forward.
All right.
Just because I want you to hear the end part, because it's very clear to me that they just ran out of ideas. So they just told John 5 to just start playing fucking solos.
So he starts noodling all over the place?
All over the place to end the song. Check it out.
He's dragging that pick up and down on the strings and making all kinds of
Vicky Vincent?
Vicky Vincent, no.
So there you have it, Motley.
So what is the impetus behind releasing a song? What does that generate them any revenue in any way, do you think? Or
well, I'm going to tell you, I actually had that ready for you.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
They also announced a 2025 Las Vegas residency.
Okay.
And they announced that they're going to be playing deeper cuts, B-sides, and reimagined songs for the tour.
Reimagined. I hate
that too.
Reimagined.
Yeah. Nobody liked Shout at the Devil 97 or Livewire, whatever the song was. Was it Shout at the Devil?
Yeah, I think it was Shout at the Devil.
Yeah, nobody liked that. But that's exactly why they put this EP out, so that they've got a couple new things that they could put into the set, as well as a reworked version of fucking Knock 'em Dead Kid or something.
Yeah, because we were demanding that. Yeah, I wonder what it would be like to have the alternative version of this song.
Yeah, maybe they can do the country version of Home Sweet Home. I've been waiting for that.
The country version of Smoking in the Boys' Room.
Yeah, could be. Did you take some of those mushrooms when you were outside, Ozzy?
No, he's over there. He's over there chomping. He's over there chomping on his. What do you call those, Ozzy? Crisps. Crisps.
Crisps.
Yeah, he's eating his crisps over there.
Is that what we call chips?
Yes.
Crisps.
Yeah, he's enjoying his Ruffles.
I see.
We don't have this flavor down under. They are beautiful.
He's eating Cool Ranch Doritos and the sour cream and cheddar crisps.
Did you have to go and buy this? I can't picture this stuff being in your house.
He bought it today at the store.
All right, I was gonna say, I know you didn't have this.
No, I didn't.
I took Neeley out to meet people. You're not going to believe this. The fucking lady in front of us was like she was some Indian or Paki or something, and she's got this little child she's hanging on to in her, like, I don't know, with an old bra or something, and another child just wandering around, and then it was a whole, check out, we got to get someone over here for this coupon. This coupon doesn't match this. I mean, one of these old fucking stories like you were waiting there, at the post office once, and they're wondering what stamp they're going to pick.
That's boring. You're boring everybody. Quit boring everyone.
Let me just try to sum it up.
All right.
An Indian lady was trying to use a coupon, and they didn't know how to process the coupon, so it was holding up the entire line to where they had to open up another register.
Okay.
Because this one coupon was fucking up the works.
It was invalid.
It's a great story, Ozzy.
To save 5 cents.
It's a great story.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what he was trying to say.
Neely met people.
Neely meets a lot of people.
I meet people all the time. People treat me like a rock star at that restaurant I took you last night.
Yeah, they did.
Ozzy, I'm going to cut your mic. Jackal is telling me to lock you out next time. Next time you're out smoking a bag, lock him out.
Lock him out.
Actually, Jackal, to be honest with you, Ozzy has a present for him.
Yeah.
For Jackal?
For Jackal. He has a gift for Jackal.
Wow.
Yeah. So he has gifts for you. He's got gifts for me. He's got gifts for Jackal. You know, so he's got gifts for CMS fans.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, my whole table over here is just full of stuff he brought from Australia to give to us.
A whole suitcase full of
stuff. It was. It literally is a whole suitcase full of stuff.
My mic's been extended for another 9 minutes.
All right. How long have we been into this segment, Chris?
We're good if you want to take a break. We're good.
All right. Is that all on Motley? Is there any more on Motley?
I mean, I could read the story if you want, but who gives a shit? They're playing Las Vegas.
Okay. Where are they playing? At the Sphere?
I don't think the Sphere. They are playing.
Unveil the curtain, Motley Crue like the Wizard of Oz, and there's someone playing a fucking tape.
Well, you know what? I'll just play the trailer. There's a trailer for this.
Oh, there's a trailer.
Yeah. I don't know where they're playing.
Now, when I was in Vegas last week, the Eagles were having a residency at the Sphere.
Yeah, my friend John flew in for that.
Did he?
Not Jon Drake. Yeah, his favorite band's the Eagles, so he went to the.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
From the Sunset Strip to the Las Vegas Strip,
Dolby Live, Park MGM.
Okay. They're at the MGM then.
No. All right. Oops. Just kept on going.
Yeah. So they're at the MGM.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. Yippee. I'm sure you're going to plan your return trip now.
I am going to make a return trip to Las Vegas so I don't miss this residency.
I'll bet you aren't.
I'm going to go.
What are tickets worth?
Not even the paper they're printed on, Ozzy.
It didn't say. They got to be a hundy, don't they? Hundy and a half?
At least.
Probably 100 and a half.
Something like that. Greeting.
All right, eat some chips, Ozzy.
Hail and Kill, caller, you're on the air.
Just to clarify, I don't know if the band was on tracks, but Vince Neil definitely was. Hail and Kill.
Oh, thanks, Tim. We were sitting here wondering.
We just need to have Ozzy and Tim just host the show together.
Just the next segment, we'll just have those two. Me and you take a break.
Right. We could just listen to these two banter back and forth.
Yeah. It'd be great.
So silly. All right. Well, I say we take a break.
All right.
And try to recover. Ozzy,
right.
Time for you to go take a smoke.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, Chris, I'll let you pick a tune. What do you want to hear?
I'm going to stay Asian. I'm going to go with
All right.
Loudness.
Some Loudness?
Yep. I'm going to go Ashes in the Sky from Lightning Strikes.
All right. Ashes.
I was listening to my Asian metal this week, and both of these tunes, I was like, yeah, these fucking rock.
Ashes in the Sky.
Yep.
All right, let's see here.
It's on Lightning Strikes.
It keeps popping up, and then it pops back out. Lightning Strikes. Where is this here? There it is. Lightning Strikes, Ashes in the Sky. All right, I got some Loudness coming your way.
There we go.
All right. Well, we're going to get into the sponsored segment of the show next, and I will show you the gifts
Perfect.
that AussyAce has dragged all the way from Queensland to present to you and I.
Great.
And he wanted to make the trip over to see your pinball palace.
Well, have fun. I'll give him a 25% discount.
25% off.
What a guy.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty generous.
Yeah.
Personally, wouldn't give him a dime off.
Yeah, good
Pay
point.
like everybody else, bitch.
Yeah, double.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to play some Loudness. So here it is. It's Loudness exclusively here
on your classic.
What's the most painful way to die? Shotgun blast? Speeding bus? Drowning? But for many, burning alive is the most unimaginable fate. In 1994, Chris survived an industrial accident that left him with burns over 69% of his body. Just living defied all odds. In Call Me Chris, Chris Akin shares his harrowing journey of survival, recovery, and the brutal honesty of facing life after the flames. It's raw, real, and a testament to human resilience. Get your copy of Call Me Chris today at chrisakin.net or on Amazon. Witness the power of determination.
Hey, it's Chris Akin from Chris Akin Presents, The Classic Metal Show, and The Seth Williams Show. Now, we know it's frustrating to have to use this website for videos, that website for podcasts, and still another for the live shows. Well, let's end that shit right now. Get the Locals app and get it all in one place. This is free, folks. You don't have to pay to get most of the great content that we're doing. Like I said, it is free. On your phone or device, just go to locals.com in your iOS or Google Play Store, install it, and create an account. Open the app, surf to the search from the bottom, and type in Classic Metal Show. Then click Join. That's it. Once you join, you can click on the triangle button at the bottom, and you can select from videos, live streams, both past and active, or podcasts. Watch and listen right there. When a stream is live, you can participate in the chat right from that screen if you choose. If you want our exclusive content, just click support when you visit the Classic Metal Show community. It's simple, and it's the best way to stay engaged with all of my shows, so sign up today. Hail and kill.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Alan from Stone Whiskey, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Overkill right here on your classic metal show with the Years of Decay, one of the slower tunes that Overkill does. Most of the time they're right in your face. That one going out by request to Liver Lips McGurk Emergency Response Team Marcos.
I remember that. Well, thank you, Liver Lips. Anytime any of you request a long song, I am much appreciative.
Right. And then just before that, we heard Trouble Tribe with Tattoo. That one going out by request to Dude Bro. And we also heard Wasp with Shotgun for Skippy. And yeah. And I got a request from David Bennett that says, get Veronica back on the show.
Get Veronica back on the show.
Yeah, she hasn't been on the show in years.
Well, she doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, well,
she's not really in the business.
I know. I've asked her. She's texted with me, but she just refuses to call me.
Yeah, she's a little funky like that. I've texted back and forth with her too since she moved, and it's like, she's always like, oh, I want to keep touch.
I got so much to tell. I've got so much to tell. I'll call you. Oh, okay, call me.
Yeah, then no call. I get the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I wish I could get in her head and figure out what the hell she's doing.
That might frighten you into death.
I know. It's the weirdest goddamn thing, though. No. Yeah. Well, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Tomorrow comes. Hey, I never heard from you.
Oh yeah, I'm so busy. I get the same load of shit.
So what do you think? She shacked up with somebody?
I don't know. I mean, that would be my guess if I had to guess. I mean, who the fuck moves to the other side of the country just on a whim without a dude?
Yeah, up in the cold country.
Goes from Arizona to the cold area.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to say where exactly, but it's cold there.
Yeah.
Maybe
she and Styx Hexenhammer can, meet up.
I didn't say she was in jail. I said that she was in cold country.
Well, let's talk about that for just a second.
All right.
So, as you may or may not be aware, Chris and I talk periodically about some of these other YouTuber video podcast, vloggers, whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. One of the long-time guys that both Chris and I have paid attention to over the last 5-6 years,
at
least. Guy by the name of Styx Hexenhammer, 666, and very, very astute guy, very politically savvy. He's got a pretty good grasp on what's going on in politics and in social, the social landscape, I guess. And he does commentary on 4 or 5 different videos a day. Mm-hmm. And, they're all on a different subject that he wants to cover. And his videos are usually 8, maybe 12 minutes long at the most. But he just does these quick down and dirty analysis of some event, political thing of the day, some social thing. He comments about just what do you want to call it? The social landscape.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of politics, but social stuff too. And sometimes books and sometimes witchcraft and all kinds of weird shit.
Ozzy's just over there talking out loud.
That's fine.
So he's just over there just yapping.
That's fine. Eat some more chips, Ozzy.
Hey, Ozzy, do you realize that you just talk out loud, whether there's anybody listening or not? He just talks out loud.
That's fine.
Well, anyway, you hit me up with a text earlier. Demon wants me to lock you up in a dog crate for the rest of the show there, Ozzy. He's got a mouthful of
chips.
Crisps.
Anyway.
He's just over there. Just, don't get all those crumbs on my couch, will you?
I'm getting a nude lady to vacuum clean.
All right. Well, anyway, getting back to Sticks.
Yeah, right.
So you hit me up with a text and it said Sticks is in jail.
Yes.
And I was just like, holy shit, domestic battery charges.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier in the week, I think it was Sunday or Monday, he goes, hey, I'm in New Orleans.
Right.
Didn't really explain what he was doing there. I'm just assuming it was vacation.
Okay.
Maybe his significant other lives there or something. I don't know what his status is these days. I've heard weird rumors and things about that.
Yeah, I thought that his significant other lived in the Netherlands.
Yeah, well, I heard rumor. These are just rumors that I heard.
Sure.
But what I had read and heard from different sources out there, because anybody who's successful out there, especially these YouTuber type people, they always have their haters, just like we do.
Sure.
And they're always out there throwing barbs at each other. Like, well, this guy thinks his shit doesn't stink, and he thinks he's better than everyone else, and he's not this, and he's not that. And well, he's got his detractors out there as well. And so he's got a thread on like Reddit. People are always talking about him, and it's just endless sniping all the time. But what I've read and heard, whether regardless of its truth or not, allegedly, this chick that he married in the Netherlands and moved over there during the pandemic shutdown stuff,
right, and had a baby with
her. Apparently, he had another man, and supposedly, allegedly, the baby is his.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so that's why he's back in his home in Rutland, Vermont.
Was it a Negro man?
I could have see that brought Ozzy out of his crisp.
Everybody, open up the end drives.
And so that's why he's back. And now he doesn't have the cats anymore either. Remember, he had those cats? I mean, he used to have those two cats, and
those
they were
damn cats all the time crawling on his table.
He doesn't have the cats anymore. And then, he obviously doesn't talk about the wife and the baby. Remember,
all the time. He had the crib right behind him for a while.
And so that all went away.
Right.
And he didn't really talk much about it as far as I know. But that's what I heard.
Well, he talked about going to jail.
Well, I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
I'm talking about his life.
Yeah, you're just giving backstory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he did a live stream where he was commenting on the presidential debate between Camel Face and President Trump. And he had some chick with him, and he kept groping her. Did you see that video?
No, I didn't see that one.
So she's sitting next to him, and because he was concerned about some kind of a copyright issue, he couldn't play the audio from the debate.
Okay, yeah.
So he and his chick were sitting on the couch together real close, and they were sharing
a headphone or something.
Yeah, an earpiece like this.
Yeah, okay.
So she had one in her ear, he had one in his ear, and he was commenting on it, as the debate went on. But then right in the middle of the debate, he's got his arm around his chick, basically grabbing her boobs.
Good for him. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, but it was the most awkward thing. He goes, this is my baby here, and he's got his hand around, and he's like squeezing her tits, And of course, she's all uncomfortable and stuff and trying to squirm away and all kinds of stuff. And it was just weird to do that, especially on a live stream, commenting on a presidential debate. I was just like, what the fuck is this? What is he doing?
Did he seem fucked up otherwise, or he seem okay?
No, he seemed okay, but he was trying to be playful with her.
Okay.
But he was being very aggressively groping her tit,
Yeah, well, I'm just, not that I can give Sticks any advice. He has a far bigger audience than us, but some friendly advice, leave the chicks off the fucking show.
I agree.
Always leave the chicks off the show.
Yeah. So then he ends up in New Orleans. He doesn't really explain what he's doing there, aside from that he's on vacation or something like that. Next thing you know, he's in jail.
Yeah.
Well, 3-4 days go by, and then he puts out a podcast and basically says, hey, I guess you probably wonder where I've been the last 4 days or so. I've been in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And he just basically said it was on a trumped up domestic abuse charge.
Yeah.
And he says, I really can't go into details just due to the legal reasons and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to give you my impression of what it's like to be in jail here in New Orleans.
Do you want to play it? I have it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I have it. We can stop along the way.
Sure. So it was just weird in talking about the drug use in jail and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, Jesus, really?
It really is kind of odd, but
yeah, it's bizarre.
All right, everyone, talk about weird times. You probably were wondering where I was for an entire week. Actually, I was in jail. Don't worry, I'm going to have no problem with the charges. They're pretty spurious. But I do have some fun stories in regards to that.
I'm going to stop right here. A, I don't believe him. And I'm going to tell you why I don't believe him.
All right.
This is the most disheveled this dude has ever looked on a screen.
I know. It's like, couldn't you have just taken a shower before you jumped on the camera?
It's like he came straight from jail to his fucking Logitech. You know, I mean, and look, the shirt's all wrinkled and fucked up, and
his hair's all greasy.
Hair's all gross. Yeah, he's using kitchen lighting instead of like his normal lighting or whatever.
Yeah, well, he probably doesn't have his normal lighting. He's probably doing this on his laptop with the laptop camera.
Maybe so, but still, it just looks. I mean,
well, he's in the kitchen. I mean, you can see the microwave. I mean, obviously, this is like a hotel room or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's just the immediate impression if you watch this guy is something is very wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just the impression.
Right.
But, all right, here we go.
Now, of course, I'm not going to talk about the specifics of the case for legal reasons. And actually, it turns out that Jeremy, the quartering, was the one that posted my bond. So, big shout out to him. I owe him a number of free live streams.
Number of free live streams.
How about you owe him probably $3,000 cash?
Yeah, whatever it costs to spring your ass out of jail.
Yeah, forget the fucking live streams.
And what's even worse, you go to jail in a city you're not even from.
Yeah.
You're in a strange location.
And he's probably stuck there now.
Yeah, because he probably
got to
can't
go to
anywhere
court
until he gets arraignment or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, and he's, I'm sure they grabbed his passport because he's from the fucking Netherlands now.
Is he though?
He lives there.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't been there like in over a year.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, he lives in his home in Vermont.
Oh, okay. I thought he still was going back and forth between Vermont and the Netherlands.
He hasn't been that. Like I said, the baby, the wife, the cats, everything.
Yeah, I knew that all changed, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that he moved back to the States permanently.
He's back in his house.
All right. Here's some more.
Result of this. I just wanted to tell a little bit about the experience, though. You get dragged off by the police, get booked and all this bullshit, and then you go to jail. Not prison, it's just jail. Temporary holding while they, figure out sort of what's going on. Then you have to go and do a court date and give your testimony and stuff like that, and then they figure it out later. Here's my experience. Overall, there were some very unpleasant things about it. But then there were things about it that were surprisingly, easygoing.
All right. I'm just stopping right here.
Going to jail is, I would not think would be pleasant in any way, shape, or form.
Here's the problem with doing this. Why are you putting this out there?
I agree.
I get it. You want to say where you were because you've never missed this time. This is where you say, I've been unavailable. I had a domestic thing. It's being worked out.
Right.
And now let's talk about Trump and Butler or whatever the fuck you want to talk about from there. You know, doing 6 minutes. First of all, any attorney has this 6 minutes now.
Yeah, just shut your trap. Don't talk about it, even at the slightest.
And doing something like this where he's like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
It was bullshit charges.
Yeah.
It'll be worked out. It's going to go in my favor.
Yeah. Now what happens if you catch that fucking bullshit judge? Oh, jail's bullshit, is it, Mr. Hexenhammer? Okay. Let's see if we can see how bullshit it is if we give you the maximum sentence.
Right.
We'll see if that feels bullshit too. You know, this is where you shut your mouth. And I like Sticks, so it's not like I'm trying to hammer him at all. I want to see him get through this, but
I like Sticks. I'm trying not to hammer him.
I'm trying not to Hexenhammer him.
Sticks and Hexenhammer.
I'm trying not to, but man, dude, shut up.
Yeah. He shouldn't have made this video.
At all. Everything about it. And then the whole I owe Jeremy free stream. Shut up. Now all of a sudden you are showcasing that you think that this little online world is way more important than it is. You know, don't you think?
Well, yeah. Again, these successful YouTubers who make their living off of it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate what they do and the fact that they've been successful in making a living. I can
too. Yeah.
You know, but boy, now you're this to me is just setting yourself up to be a pariah. Because people who are scared or, as Motley Crue said, cancelable, they'll want to distance themselves from this. Oh, well, he's a woman abuser. He went to jail for it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the charges are, if they get dropped or not, he just confirmed I went to jail because I beat up on my chick.
Yeah. And where's the next chick that also dated him like 5 years ago? That whether he beat her up or not, maybe she sees him now as a quick score.
Right.
I'm going to go and talk to that judge, Sticks, unless you fucking
sue you.
Yeah.
How about all these chicks who are coming out 30 years later against these celebrity types?
Yeah.
And back in 1983, so-and-so, who was the chick who said that about Axl Rose?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
some whore. Yeah.
Yeah, it was well back in 1980 whatever, 40 years ago.
Right.
You know, and she sued for that. Now, granted, this guy probably makes pretty decent money due to his following and stuff. He probably makes six figures.
Probably, but still. Why would you put this out there on any level?
Let me get to my point.
Okay.
He's not Axl Rose level rich.
No.
So somebody, chick, who may have a gripe can take this and go, see, it just proved my point. He's an abuser. I'm going to sue him when I couldn't sue him before because I was afraid to come out because no one would believe me.
Right.
And now this makes my credibility as someone who's accusatory believable. Now I can sue you and take your house and your money and all this other bullshit.
And let's be honest, chicks are liars.
They are. They're fucking liars.
So I mean, it could be a chick that he never so much as yelled at, but broke up with, and that's the in. The in would be, I'm going to go talk to that judge and tell him that you hit me too, unless you throw me 50 grand.
Right.
You know, this is just a bad idea.
Well, see, I was talking to a coworker and I was discussing this, and I said, Sticks is very politically, socially savvy when it comes to his analysis. From a personal level, not so much.
Yeah. This should not be part of his live stream.
I agree.
This is the kind of stuff that you just say. You know when it can be your part of your live stream? When the charges are dropped and it's permanent.
And you're exonerated.
Yeah, and even then I don't know that I would do it because you could still be open for civil.
Yeah. So you don't open yourself up for this kind of stuff. You just say, hey, you may have heard I was incarcerated, but I'm choose not to talk about it. If you even say that much.
Yeah. This is Zodiac posted this as well. And this put a red flag up to me. He couldn't afford his own bail, so Jeremy from the quartering had to pay it.
Unless he didn't have access to his cash or something.
Which may be true, but why does he then owe him free streams?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he pay him the money back like immediately on getting out of jail?
Well, who knows what the litigation or the problem he has with his supposed former wife and baby.
See, this is my question. What is the bail? If this guy, as we suspect, makes six figures, why couldn't he afford the bail?
I don't know the answer.
I mean, the general bail for something like this is what, about $2,500?
I don't know.
You know, unless he fucking left her in a ditch half dead or something.
Even let's just say that it was 50,000, he'd only have to come up with 5.
5, yeah.
But again, you don't know. Did he have access to his money? Does he not have any money?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is, again, this should not be online.
I agree.
Because honestly, we are speculating because he put it online. No other, if he doesn't make this video, we're not talking about this.
I agree. That's why I brought it up, is because I thought it was bizarre that he went on a discussion about being incarcerated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not brilliant, Sticks. All right, let's watch a little more, because now we're intrigued.
Yeah, of course.
All right, here we go.
For instance, one of the first things that I saw when I arrived in the jail was actually a dude snorting cocaine. He had a little white packet and he was like chopping it up with his fingers, and then he had like a little straw and he was snorting it. I'm like, what? How did you get it in here? Then I realized, oh shit, they don't really have any drug checking in here. It was an older dude too. It was like a dude in his 60s. And I thought,
I have a problem with this too.
He just blew the whistle on the penal system in New Orleans by saying that.
If it's true.
If it's true. That's what I'm saying. But he's making allegations.
Mm-hmm.
And now, again, do you not think that the authorities in New Orleans or the prosecutor or whoever it is are going to contact him and said, hey, we saw this. Is this true? Did you actually see this?
Yeah, because I can guarantee you the attorney for the other side is watching everything he does right now.
Of course. So then it's just like, you see this guy in the street, make him disappear.
Yeah. Well, and I have a problem, and I'm not saying it's not true. I mean, I've been in holding like this in like a local jail. And I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I'm saying that this story is a little fishy. So somehow, I mean, you've seen enough TV, and I've been arrested a few times to know they patch it down pretty fucking good.
Yeah, assuming you're not paid off.
Yeah, true. But I mean, to get in a baggie of Coke, that's not cut and has to be cut with your fingers. That's an interesting story. Also, to get in a straw, they fucking take your goddamn shoelaces, for God's sakes. There's no way that they're not patting you down enough to find out.
You're thinking, and again, this is all speculation.
Of course, yeah.
You're thinking that this is just a run-of-the-mill prisoner that he's talking about. This could be one of those
career criminal guys,
local gang guys that pay off the cops. Okay, well, we have to arrest you, but we're not going to put you through the paces.
Yeah, it could be.
So your boys can get you out in 48 hours or 24 hours or whatever it is, but we're not going to, treat you like the typical first-timer prisoner guy.
Mm-hmm.
We have an understanding.
Sure, and that could be true. And I know this, though.
And New Orleans is not the most reputable city.
No, definitely not.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know this. If it is a gang guy, you sure as fuck don't want to be talking about him on fucking YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like if you see this guy on the street,
yeah, take him out.
Yeah, make him disappear.
This is not smart. All right, here we go.
That was surreal. I'm like, that's the first time, by the way, that I've even seen cocaine, and it happens to be in a fucking jail holding cell. But prior to, getting your orange jumpsuit and shit like that, that was strange. Then at another point, let me talk about one unpleasant experience.
Okay, good.
Did you get railed in the ass?
Yeah.
Did you go to get banged in the ass prison like they say on Office Space?
Yeah. Did Bubba reach out to you? 6'8"?
I don't want to go to bang your ass prison.
Yeah. Oof. Everything he's saying here is just going to get him fucking deeper into shit.
Right.
Oh,
and
dude.
see, here's what we were talking about earlier in the year. Remember, I was saying that I want to go to New Orleans, but I was trying to figure out when a good time of year to go and all this and that.
Yeah.
I like New Orleans. From the historic standpoint, and I would like to go do some exploring and maybe, and Hex Sticks is kind of like a historian kind of guy. I can imagine he could appreciate the historical value of New Orleans. I don't know why he's there, but to go to jail there, I don't think so.
No way. I'd never go back there. I've been there, but in today's world, I don't want to go anywhere. All these fucking places are scarier than the next.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Well, they're not really cells, but like little glassed off rooms that, you get locked into at night. You're sleeping like 12 people to a room, in a room that's way, way smaller than my bedroom at Justana. And unfortunately, they have a shortage of blankets there. And so I slept on a bare floor for a week, like with no covering at all. I was lucky if I could get a little towel to use, fold it up and use as a pillow just for my head to keep that from hurting. I've got bruises on my arms and on my legs as a result of this. It was almost unbearable, that part, because I tend to be an insomniac anyway. So that wasn't necessarily the most pleasant thing in the world.
Why?
What? Why?
What? He has to go back to this more than like if they hold him, if he goes to trial, court, and they say guilty, where's he going to go? Right back to this fucking facility until they figure out what real jail he's going to go to.
Right.
And now he has shit on him and said, well, they don't treat you well. They don't provide what they're supposed to provide. It's a shitty place to be. It's not up to code. It's not up to standard. He's going to be getting he's going to shampoo that greasy hair with a fucking block of wood.
How do the gangsters say? Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. He's asking to get beat.
This was wrong in so many levels to make a video like this.
Every level. He shouldn't have said anything. Let Reddit assume whatever they want to assume. Don't say a fucking word. What are you doing? This is your life, bro. I know you think that this fucking world of Rumble and YouTube is something special, but you know what? If you get fucking 3 years in jail for this shit, or 5 or whatever.
Yes.
This shit ain't going to be worth anything. Having that video out there sure ain't going to help you.
And now it's on our show.
Yeah, now it's on our show. And we like you. We're not anti-Sticks on any level. We are absolutely fans.
I watch Sticks every day.
Yeah, we're fans of what you do, bro. But come on, man. You just done fucked up with this. Take this video down. It's too late to take it down from our show, but you can take it down from everything else.
Well, it makes good fodder for our show.
Yeah, I was gonna say it works for us. He put it up there.
I'll capitalize on your misery, Sticks.
Well, he put it out there.
I know.
Guess what? If he hadn't put this up there, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. We'd be saying, hey, rumor is Sticks is in jail, according to Reddit. And we would have been done in about 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Instead, we're talking about it for a fucking half hour. All right, here's more.
But at the same time, there was one hilarious incident, like on the fourth night or something. We had one person in the room, and I believe he was Hispanic. And he went out.
He believes he was Hispanic. You didn't know after 4 nights whether he was Hispanic. Hey, hey, SA.
Can I borrow your blanket? No, see.
I'll cut you, man.
Yeah. He was that white MS-13 guy.
But to hear somebody say, well, after the fourth night.
After the fourth
Christ, you were in there for 4 nights? You should have been out with it first 24 hours.
Well, which makes it sound like it's more than a simple, I slapped my chick when she fucking spit in my face thing.
Right.
This sounds like he beat her ass pretty good.
4 nights?
4 nights sounds like he may have hospitalized her.
Yeah, unless, of course, he just didn't have the money to get out.
Well, that could be too. But even then,
he couldn't post bail.
Yeah, that's true. They'll hold you.
He didn't. They didn't offer him a signature bond, obviously.
No, they definitely did not.
So,
whatever he's accused of is more significant than standard bullshit.
Right.
Than a typical DV.
Yeah, it's more than a typical. Me and my girlfriend had an
argument. Yeah,
at the bar or some shit.
Yeah, this is definitely somebody took a fist clenched tight to the fucking throat or something. And that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Again, we don't know.
We don't know. I'm speculating 100%. I'm saying 1,000%. I have no idea.
This just reminds me of my cousin Vinny. It says, you know how these people are down here. They all know each other. They sleep with their sisters.
Right.
Well, some of them do.
Yeah, some do. All right, here we go.
Right.
And he brought back some, I guess, friends of his. They weren't even sleeping in the room. And they started smoking weed in the room. Again, I was like, when I looked over and I saw what they were doing, I could smell it, and I look over and I see him smoking and with his friends and in the little, like, sectioned off, like, quasi bathroom thing. I'm like, holy hell, what the fuck are you doing? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why are you doing that in here?
And
they just kind of ignored.
Why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that in here?
He sounds like AussyAce. You know, he hired some hookers.
Did
a drive-by-hand job.
And you know what the Cholo said back to him? Yo, Holmes, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I cut you, man. It's like, where did he get his friends from? He brought some friends in. From where? Where did they come from?
Yeah. Psst. Psst. Why are you doing that?
Hey, man, I got some good weed. I bought it from a Negro.
How did he start smoking? What, did he just pull a pipe out? Rolling?
Just so many unanswered questions.
How about the ability to make fire? Are we forgetting that part of this in jail?
Oh, big light.
Isn't that one of the things that they really frown on is flames?
They were just rubbing some sticks, hex and hammer together.
Here he is lying there sleeping on the concrete while the party's going on around him. His fucking joints swollen.
I think that'd be a great song title, Sleeping on the Concrete.
There's a party going on around him. Joints. Where's the hookers? Let's get on with this.
Oh, holy shit.
This is like again, I don't know that I'm believing all this stuff.
This is a train wreck video. We're only halfway into it.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm believing all this.
Is it AI? Is it AI?
All right, here we go.
Apparently this is normal sometimes. Then the guard outside smelled smoke, and so they went into the room, and the three of us that were in there at the time, of course, had to, get searched and everything
Wait a minute. So the three of us. So there's him, the Cholo, and one guy.
And one other guy.
He said he brought some friends.
Yeah, he had some friends. Well, maybe they snuck out of there before the guard came.
So
because it's wide open in jail. You can just come and go as you please.
So the three of us.
Yeah.
All right. So the alleged Hispanic guy and his one friend.
Yeah.
They were in there smoking weed in the laboratory.
Yeah. Wow, he laid on the floor on a towel.
Have you ever seen anything like this on the first 48 hours?
No. I watched that show, Jail. That never had. None of this ever happens.
And I woke up from my towel under my head and I go, why are you doing that in here?
Psst, psst. Trying to sleep here. You guys can't have a party in here. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Stop dancing around that hat that you brought in as well.
My hat dance.
Yeah, Mexican hat dance.
Might as well be.
Might as well.
Yeah. Dancing under your sombrero.
Psst. If I get up, can I hit the
All the Hulu girls came out.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like, he's in jail, but there's a fucking pinata hanging from a branch somewhere, and, there's a couple guys with some weed. Sounds like a fucking party.
They're driving a lowrider.
Yeah, low riding on the whatever, the bed. The bed jumps up and down.
As the mirror ball comes down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And a stripper pole soon to entertain.
They're playing some war, some lowrider.
Yeah.
They're over there guarding Napoleon Dynamite.
Hysterical.
Ozzy loves it.
I love this. I can't wait to hear more of what was the bad.
This story is a little off.
Good.
See, we can make fun out of just anything.
Anything.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
All right, let's hear some more.
And of course, it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. I was the only one that was cleared.
Ozzy is just having a great time on that.
I guess so. You guys drinking over there or what? Jesus.
No, he's not drinking. He's just having Dr. Pepper.
Sugar high.
If you're gonna comment there, Ozzy, get on the mic.
Don't.
Yeah, this is so good. Well, he's looking around while the spit pulled out a knife and gouged my eye. Like, where's the story going?
The stick.
The stick.
This is great. I'm only halfway through.
Oh my God. Ozzy's just enjoying himself over there.
Well, that's good.
He's rocking back and forth on the couch just like a black man enjoying a good joke.
Oh man.
Or his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
This is a segment I would put on loop.
Good. You and Sal.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
To actually come back in the room right away. They never came back, so I'm assuming that they got charged with some additional crime or something.
Or they just let him go since it's such a freewheeling prison down there.
They just walked out the front door because it wasn't really locked up anyway.
Said, hey, got any for me? And they all just went out together and they smoked one out together out in the exercise yard.
Yeah, they said, hey, whatever.
They all just swiped their incarceration card and went,
Shit.
Let's go, Holmes.
Right.
Let's go outside and smoke us a fatty.
Hey, say I got the blunt. I got the chronic blunt.
bring in the bong.
Let me shit that lighter back out my asshole and let's blaze up, bitches. Jesus, come on. This story is fucking full of shit. All right, Fuego, that's funny.
They went out for burritos. You know, they got the munchies all of a sudden.
From smoking the weed.
He was getting a contact high. The guard was getting a contact high.
You might hear sticks.
Hang tight on your towel, fuckwad. We're going to get some burritos.
Exactly.
All right, here we go.
Holy shit.
I
didn't expect this to go this funny.
I didn't expect it. I expected it to be 5 minutes. Oh, whatever. All right, here we go.
Not 100% sure. I'm still here in the New Orleans area, actually, as we speak. So it was a very interesting experience. But one thing that I noticed above all is that the actual, like, the people that are charged with crimes, they're the chill ones. It's the people that are running the jail that are unchill.
Now, does that include you?
Unchill.
Is he the chill one?
Yeah, he's a chill one. He's just relaxed. He's in his black pajamas, just kind of relaxed, being in very zen. He's very zen.
Yeah.
He turned around and said, but I still knew I was in the New Orleans area. Did he see a fucking jazz club light or something? Did he hear the music? I don't know.
Who knows? All right, here we go.
Not all of them, but some of them. Also, the thing that Manson said back in an interview in the 70s about the sound of prison being like loud shouting and stuff like that, that's actually true. Everyone was shouting. If you expect a good night's sleep, it's going to be a long night for you. Now, again,
who goes to prison expecting a good night's sleep? Who is like, thank God I'm arrested, because damn am I tired.
I think Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny, he was going to prison just to get some good sleep because he couldn't sleep anywhere else.
He's your pillow and blanket. Yeah.
Ozzy, have you ever been arrested?
I've only just been taken into a jail cell and held for, like, say, got picked up at 9 p.m. because I was pissing against the wall, you know, out the side of the
Were you pissing on the Alamo? Is that the story?
No, and I just got, and they just said you're indecent exposure, you're doing a pee against the wall and whatever. And
get the gun.
They took me in around 9 p.m. Of course, I would have been half drunk, and they then just released me at sunup.
So you were just held in like the holding cell.
Yeah, just some holding thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when you got into the holding cell, were you like, oh, man, I can't wait to lay down and get some rest?
No.
I could tell you, I mean, the few times I've been arrested, once was for DWI and 4 others were for violence, fighting.
Right.
And every time, that was always the biggest bitch I had, was getting in there because I knew I wasn't going to sleep, because I wasn't going to go to sleep with all these fucking randos in the same cell with me. Fuck that.
The memory, mine was more just, I was like, how long are you holding me for? They're like, sir, until you sober up, then we'll let you go. And they just basically, I was in there, till sun up, something like 9 hours, and they let me go. But they obviously just had nothing to do. I'd never got a fine or anything. Yeah.
Jeez, that must be nice. All right, more of Sticks, who didn't get a good night's sleep. Here we go.
And I expect to beat these charges specifically. I don't think there'll be a problem with that, so no worries there. But that's...
I think there ought to be some worries until you're cleared.
There should always be some worries.
I'm going to beat these charges.
Yeah. Whether you think you're innocent or not, I got 2 letters for you, my friend. OJ. All the evidence in the world, and he got off, which means all the evidence you might have, and you might go to jail, my friend.
Yeah.
Do not fucking just assume. You better hire yourself a good attorney and fucking do everything that they say. Yeah, if you can afford it. Maybe you'd trade them out some free streams or something. You know, holy shit.
Wow.
Unreal. All right, a little more.
That's why I was absent for a week. Yeah, I was in a jail in New Orleans, actually. And it was a very strange experience. I wouldn't say a pleasant, definitely an unpleasant experience for someone who likes freedom of movement as much as me.
How about for anyone? You're not special because jail wasn't fun.
Yeah, some people just like to be kept, I guess.
Yeah, I've never talked to anybody that was like, you know what, that time I spent in jail was fucking fantastic. Other than his Mexican friends that were having a party.
Yeah.
other than them, but
smoking weed, going out for burritos with the guards,
having a good old time.
Yeah. Chopping up coke.
Yeah.
That's right. Just snorting it with that little straw that they got in somehow.
Right.
Jesus Christ. All right, here we go.
But honestly, on some levels, not quite as bad as I expected. Originally, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in jail. And then I was like, oh, well, the food fucking sucks. I didn't eat very much for that entire week, other than a few.
Who evaluates this shit?
Well, they gave me a bologna sandwich.
Yeah, they gave me a sandwich. I was like, hold on, I'm vegan. I can't be eating this bologna. What are you guys doing to me? And then he goes on in here, and we'll hear it in a minute. He goes, but you know what? The mashed potatoes were scrumptious.
No, he said they were spot on.
Yeah, they're spot on. It's like, shut up.
The mashed potatoes were spot on.
Why are you grading the food? What is this, a fucking restaurant critic now?
It's a 5-star hotel.
Oh, my God. This is the best jail I've ever eaten in. Good Lord.
They made the mashed potatoes great. I'm going to make a Yelp review. If you ever go to jail in New Orleans, you must try the mashed potatoes. Yeah. They are spot on.
You must try Orleans Parish Jail. Their mashed potatoes are delicious. 5 out of 5.
Right.
But a 1 out of 5 for the total stay because the pillows weren't fluffy. They were just towels. What a douchey thing to say. Jesus Christ, Sticks. Come on. All right, here we go.
Snacks, the jailhouse, the soup and grits and stuff like that. Ugh. Mainly I ate the vegetables and shit like that. I'm looking forward to a real meal now, actually. So I suggest you keep your nose clean. You don't want to have to eat that sort of stuff. And I saw people, they're like wolfing it down. I'm like, how can you even eat some of that food? Although I do admit that the mashed potatoes that they made actually were kind of on point. One thing I noticed is that they don't use much salt in their...
Well, thank God. We're getting a nutrition breakdown here. Well, it's not very salty.
Yeah, I have high blood pressure, and, that salt would have just put me over the edge. Jeez. Paladine approved. Oh my God. 5-star mashed potatoes right here.
That's right.
Oh man.
Let's finish this up.
Their food, actually. So yeah, that's why I was absent for a week. I was actually in a jail here in New Orleans.
Yeah, we heard that.
And I shouldn't have had to go there in the first place, but it is what it is. It's all good. That's about all. Peace out.
Yeah. You think he said that when he left jail? That's about all.
Yeah, that's about all. Peace out. It is what it is. Notice my fucking cunt isn't in my space here anymore.
What boggles my mind is I don't think I've ever seen on any type of documentary or TV show someone actually explain a 4-day jail experience. I mean, I just haven't.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Because people typically are ashamed that ever happened to them.
Yeah. It's not the great adventure. People are not watching now going, oh, man, that's cool. Let me hear more, Sticks. Jesus, tell me about the floor. What kind of concrete was it that you were sleeping on?
And he just better pray when he goes back in that they don't have a pool table there. That's all I'm going to say about this geezer.
Don't want to walk out of there where the pool's cue up your ass.
Oh, no.
It's going to get railed.
Oh, my goodness. This is...
Wow.
Sticks, don't say another word about this until it is done.
Yeah.
In fact, don't say another word about it. I don't even want to say it until it's done. Ever. Leave it alone.
And if he's pulled it off the net, Neeley, contact Chris Akin. He is selling copies of that document.
Not good, Sticks. Just not good.
Yeah.
Attention, metalheads! Want to rep the classic metal show everywhere you go? Head to the CMS store and grab some killer swag. Whether it's coffee cups, t-shirts, wall art, or even phone cases, we've got you covered with all things CMS, featuring our iconic logo and badass mascot, Rex. Don't miss out. Visit cmsstore.cmspn.com today. Support the show, show off your style, and rock on with the classic metal show. Get ready to turn up the excitement at your next event with the Perfect Choice Band, the ultimate party starters in Ohio and beyond. Picture this: 2 electrifying vocalists, a powerhouse rhythm section, and a horn ensemble that will blow you away. That's right, the Perfect Choice Band isn't just another cover band. We're here to transport you to the heart of the party with unforgettable renditions of your favorite hits. From classics to chart toppers, we've got your playlist covered. Our mission? To keep you singing and dancing until the stars fade into dawn. So, why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? Call 440-346-5242 or visit us at perfectchoiceband.com to book the ultimate entertainment experience for your special day. The Perfect Choice Band, where every moment is music to your ears. Don't miss out. Book now and let's make memories together.
What's up, everybody? I'm Rex. And I'm Zach from Uncured. And you're watching CMS TV.
Well, Ozzy, you have a fan here that's from your hometown listening tonight. Oh. Yes. Hey, if Ozzy is listening, I live 10 minutes from where he lives.
Oh, really?
He said Sunnybank. Yeah. I'm in Nathan near Salisbury.
Yes, I know where Nathan is, not far.
Well, you should. It's 10 minutes from your house.
Yeah, there you go.
Am I saying this right, Ozzy? Terry Gindy?
Don't know him personally.
No. He said Salisbury Terry Gindy.
Terry Gindy.
Yeah.
I actually lived there with my ex.
See?
Oh, geez, you want to hear some stories there?
10-year fan of the CMS.
Okay, right.
Regards, Spider the Bastard. Fuck you, pal. Hand job.
Okay.
Does Spider know Pervy Pete?
No, he wouldn't.
Does he know some skank who banged out black babies?
Oh, I've got no idea. I've never met him, but good on you listening. So it's good to hear from some CMS fans local.
That's Spider the Bastard. Show some goddamn respect.
Yeah, start wearing your CMS shirt.
So Spider the Bastard sends his regards there, Ozzy.
Oh, good on him. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So.
Actually, when I drive to my sister's house, I go through Tarragindi.
Well, that's good.
Well, that's fantastic.
I can just picture it.
Me too. See Ozzy?
Yeah, look at that. Spider the Bastard lives here.
Hey, there's Spider the Bastard's house. There he is.
Hey, there's Pervy Pete's place.
It's Sunday afternoon. Is he having a beer? Is he chilling out? Or is he chained up because of the wife?
Chained up.
It's not Sticks, for God's sakes.
Right. Well, see, since we're short on time here, let's Ozzy has explained to me as a single man in our age range that his lads, his friends, have fallen away because they're all doing the marriage and kids thing.
Okay.
Don't just stare at the microphone there, Ozzy. You can jump on there.
And go.
But I mean, yeah, well, they are. They are. It's sad. It's
Well, give us some of your, Does Spider have a nice lawn, Ozzy?
I don't know. Don't know.
He doesn't know Spider.
So your mates, your friends,
Yeah, a lot of them are just being hooked up.
Get on the mic there, Ozzy.
A lot of them are being hooked up there with Filipinos.
What is it with the Asian people? What is it about the guys over there in Australia that cater to the Asians?
Are Australian women ugly?
No, of course
that wasn't
not.
That wasn't a quick yes.
No, well, I mean, I had a bit of train of thought. It's like, what's a real Aussie? Real Australian person is an Abo.
An
Aboriginal is well, they claim that it's their land. Bullshit. They walked over during Malaysia. If you look at the maps, when the earth was all subdued.
All right. All we asked is, are Australian women hot? We didn't need the history of fucking.
But one thing, and one comment I have gotten from quite a few is that the second you bang an Aussie chick, though, she's as loose as a goose after that.
What does that mean? Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Well,
they mean her pussy is loose?
Yeah. It all becomes, loose as a goose. It's like bang. Whereas and as I think I've explained before, the Asians keep that pussy tight.
Yeah.
After they have that kid, they go to like a 5-day therapy thing where it's all yoga and the full-on gong and what have you, and they get their muscles
What
back.
kind of yoga gets the pussy tight? Is there a certain pose or something?
It's whatever moves and I use the Google box. I don't know about
dude downward dog.
Yeah, it's certain. And I know this for a fact. Certainly in China, after they have a child, they go away to like a 5-day camp thing or whatever it is, whatever you call it,
a 5-day camp thing,
and they go there. They do fitness.
Pussy camp.
So within 5 days, man, it's kind of like, are you telling me that chick just banged out a kid 5 days ago? She's looking smoking hot again. I mean, that just doesn't happen here. And the Aussie chicks, they take the whole, oh, you got to look after me husband and all this nonsense. And they just drag it out, really, where it's like, get back on your feet. You're ready to bang out another one, sort of thing. It's like, because they breed like rabbits over there. I mean, and yeah, that's basically it. And I've gotten that from someone who's married, an Asian, and like told me the drill and whatever. And I think it's just and they do eat a very good diet. I mean, they keep trim, they're back on their feet, they bang it out, bang, they're back, and they're looking hot again.
Is that why you say bang after everything you say, and bang, this happened, and then bang, that happened?
I should really slow down on the bang here in Chicago. So, but that's but he's that's a modern day question.
And where is that? China?
Hold on, Chris. That's a modern day answer I've just given you. Back in the day when I went to school, so I'm around your age, right? So let's say 40 years ago, back when my father would say, "Those slanty-eyed bastards." And back
no one said that. Come on.
Back when you look at something and it's like made in China and you're like, it's bad. And I've always wondered this too. My father never sat me down and said, son, made in Germany means quality and made in China means shit. Like I even asked my father about that. And I said to him, where does that come from? And I would say yourself, and Neeley, for instance, probably knew that as a child. Like once you understood or you looked at a product of some sort at whatever age that first was and you went, made in China, made in Germany, you knew that made in China was shit.
Right.
I don't know why. But so part of that is part of the reason when Asians first came to Australia, and there was a time when I'd be like looking around and be like, oh shit, there's a guy with an Asian girl or vice versa. Well, generally my parents would tell me, or it was perceived that guy couldn't pick up an Aussie chick. So he just picks up a cheap Asian. He's a snowflake and she dictates the terms.
Sure.
He goes and earns the money. And she just runs the show. He gets locked up. You can't see your friends anymore. She then meets another friend and another friend who are married to Aussies who are all snowflakes, and that becomes their group. And then they disconnect from the people they really know. And I can tell you this factually. My cousin, who I grew up down the street from, same age as me, my mum's brother's son, for 40 years, he would come around every Friday night, even if on a Friday it was passing through. How you going? What's happening this weekend? Band, whatever. Play a game of pool at home, whatever. And then bang, the second he met this bird over in Dubai where his sister was living, that was her housekeeper, bang, done all the legal paper thing, married her. The second that she arrived in Australia, he brought her to my house once. What I found funny was she'd never seen pinball machines before. Anyway, after that night, I have not seen my cousin. Oh, sorry. I've only seen him once they banged out the kid, and I went to the church for that, and I have not seen him since, and he only lives, a mile away.
Right.
And and when I'd speak to Mum's always covering for them, like, that's her. I think she's the godfather to Raph, and so Mum would be like, "Oh, just leave him alone." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, Mum? This is fucking her fault. This is Belinda's fault, because why has she stopped me from seeing Raph? Why is he not come around? Because I'll tell you now, Raph's the type of guy who's weak. He said, you ain't hanging around that club anymore. The day she banged out the kids. So for about 12, 18 months, I hadn't seen him. When I went for the confirmation of the child, bang, they already had a group there, and a new group of like friends. She had a friend, and so there was, let's say 4 or 5 other Asian girls with 4 or 5 other Aussie dudes I'd never fucking seen before.
All right, you're talking in circles, and I have no idea what you're talking about now. So tell me this. Is it the Asian women that are locking these guys down, or is it the Australian women that are locking these guys down?
Is it both?
It can be both, but I'll use my sister as an example. She's the type of girl that she's one of the rare kinds where she trusts her husband. She does her thing, he does his thing. They don't worry about that they're cheating on each other.
So is this a trust issue?
Yeah, I'd say it's a trust issue.
And
absolutely.
So are you Aussie men just horn dogs and you'll bang anything that moves?
Yeah, damn, God, well, of course we will.
So that's what the issue is. You guys are just horn dogs and you'll bang anything that moves.
Like Chris says in one of them promos, that 3 inches of meat.
And people will do anything for it.
You're on the air.
I don't know if you can hear me, but it's
I can hear you. Go ahead. Spider the Bastard, Aussie.
Oh, okay.
The Aussie.
The Aussie geezer.
Yeah, believe, yeah.
How are you, buddy?
First time I've ever called the show. I've only been listening for 10 years.
Oh, okay, but you got a Pommy accent.
Yeah, I'm actually from North London originally. I've been out here for 18 years.
Oh, okay. So they let you out of the jail there for 18 years ago. You know, we only brought over convicts, didn't we?
I know, yeah. I've gone there. I kept the tradition alive. I come over.
Excellent. Okay.
I
I spent a couple of years in London and whatever, and my friend Pervy Pete from the UK was living here.
So Spider, you've been a fan of the CMS for 10 years?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and I've never called in. I've never been.
So, what is it about the show that Chris and I do that keeps your attention for a decade?
I think the fact you don't give a fuck. To be honest with you, I listen. If I don't catch it live, I Monday lunchtime and work, I go for my walk and I just listen back on the best of, and I love it. It's gold, as I say over in Oz.
Oh, well, it seems...
Is it TJ? Is it Jones? Is it Jones? TJ Jones?
TJ James, yeah.
The music?
Yeah, TJ James.
That's it.
Yep.
I think he's from Melbourne, isn't he?
No,
yes.
He's a cockroach.
Have to get some more seed on him.
He's from Canberra.
He's from New South Wales.
Cambridge?
Cockroach.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Canberra?
And you know how us cane toads stick together.
Well, this is like old home week, Chris.
Yeah, no, I'm just sitting back listening to these two talking. I could just picture them both rocking on a rocking chair on a porch.
So obviously, I must have said, was it Sunnybank that I said, or whatever that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, right. I imagine you might. I don't know if you're a Metallica fan, but I think they're going to be playing Cusack Stadium.
Oh, okay.
You know, the Cusack just by the Nissan Arena. I mean, I'm taking over the radio show, and Neeley and Chris are irrelevant at the moment, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. We're just talking shit, and they're just sitting in the background.
Well, it seems like we'll have to catch up there sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, go hoist the Fosters together.
Your, affiliation with the... Is 30 Pete, has he got a forearm like Popeye then?
And, he's married to an Aussie bird. And
all right. That was not the invitation to tell us his story there, Ozzy.
I still wank every day.
All right, why don't we do this? I'm putting an end to this.
All right.
Let's fly the
Spider sends Neely's got your email address, correct?
Yes.
Spider, we will give your email address as long as you're okay with it. We'll give it to Ozzy, and when he gets back to there, you guys can get together and have a pint or bang whores at a brothel or whatever you do.
Yeah, for sure.
Look
there
at us.
You go.
Bringing people together halfway around the world.
That's right.
We'll create.
Well, he'll know. Ozzy will know the Salty Hotel.
There
you go.
The which hotel?
The Salty Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute walk from my house.
All right. So glad that you called, Spider.
Your manager's calling.
All right,
you guys are doing love matching.
All right, Spider the bastard. You made
right, okay, I'm going to let you go. I'll keep listening. But you pal. Yeah, cheers, guys. Love it.
There goes Spider the bastard.
There goes Spider the bastard.
Look at that, Ozzy. You're all the way over here in the States, and your fellow country block mates are calling you.
But I can kind of understand how he was sitting there going, "There's an Aussie guy on there. He lives fucking near me." But it took that to make him call.
That's why he called.
I get that. And he could have called 9 years ago.
Yeah, but you're a catalyst. You're like a lightning rod. You make things happen, Ozzy.
True.
Look at you. You're just making things happen here.
True. You're nearly standing next to you. You're still 10 foot tall.
Baggy Phil can join.
Oh, look at that.
Baggy Phil.
Okay, here's another one.
Hey, Jesus.
Mr. Kamara from New Zealand checking in saying,
"Oh, look at this, Ozzy! You got all kinds of fans." It is kind of strange, though, Chris, and we've talked about this before. That next to the U.S., our biggest audience is in Australia.
He's in Australia. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really weird.
It is.
I mean, we know Tim James. We know the Kiss Freaks. Obviously, AussyAce is here. We know Spider the Bastard. We know our what's this guy's name here?
Mr. Kamara.
Mr. Kamara, so we know, and I've sent tons of shirts to Australia over the years.
Tonight only, if you go to the CMS website, you can get a double-signed piece of toilet paper by Neeley and Triple and Chris and AussyAce. $59.99 only.
Oh, what a bargain.
Wow. Signed toilet paper.
Hey, what else would we give him?
Well, look at that. He's been listening for 15 years.
There you go.
All right. Look at that.
We're getting all of these CMSs out of their little closet.
And so, we're going to wrap up the show here, Ozzy. But
shit, that's going quick.
Well, we got about 20 minutes. But regardless of that, So you've been listening for probably 15 years.
Yep.
What is it? How does this show translate to your life in Australia? How does it translate for you? What is it that you gain from hearing Chris and I just our nonsense?
Okay, for me, without mentioning names or political people or anything, just your mentality and your way of thinking is the same way as mine. And it's as simple as that. Really.
What an honor.
It's like, fuck you, like get out of the way. I mean, and I see it as there's so many sheep in the world and not many leaders. And it's people like yourselves and us are the ones that have got to stand up and say, fuck you. And I believe in that. And that's where your energy is.
Did you know that? Did you know that, Chris, that's where our energy is? We stand up and say, fuck you.
We got a lot of fuck you energy. I agree with that.
Well, and I've kept that short because I know.
Well, Foreheady Trunk says, I think it's because Aussies are real and rough around the edges and they don't give a fuck.
But on a different point of view, too, I will say that your sense of humor is very much different to a lot of Americans. Because, in a sense, Australian comedy or culture was brought up on programs like the Kenny Everett Show, Benny Hill. Okay, now, if you don't get Benny Hill humor, you're just not Aussie. It's that simple. But even though that's a British show, that's what we're brought up on. The Goodies, for example, is another comedy show. Even The Young Ones was a show that was out there, and it was British. A lot of our stuff, like I got brought up on in that sense, was British. So our sense of humor is so much different, but yous get it. I mean, for example, when I first went to England, the guys paid straight out of me by hanging up a Kylie Minogue poster. The first day I started working in a new place, they're like, oh, he likes Kylie. Now, here in America, it must probably either get shot or they wouldn't laugh or whatever, whereas I knew these guys were paying out on me. Different sense of humor. Here in America, they tell you to clap at a show. Oh, don't you love that scene? Dad would let us watch it. We didn't have pause back then either, but great segment and chicks running around with the old Benny head. But yeah, I'd have to say that it's a sense of humor thing. A lot of laughter and jokes here in America, I find, are contrived, they're staged, now clap, yeah, our humor's more dry and whatever, and you guys have got the same humor. And of course, you've got the whole fuck you energy, and I see that as a positive thing. In life, you want to do what you want to do and get out there and do it, and the door's open, and don't let anyone stop you. And if someone's in your way, get out of the way, Right. We're leaders, not sheep.
Yeah, that's right. Demon wants to hear more about this.
Until she's got to show me a lot more than her tit.
Whoa.
Well, Ozzy, you've sat in on the show. It's almost been a whole 6-hour show. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah.
Get on the mic.
It's been a buzz. It's been a complete buzz. It's going to be tough to kip out now after this, because I'm just feeling all like ready to go to a club or something now. Well, I've rejuvened with energy and whatever. It's it's exciting, but it has slipped.
That might be because you drank fucking 33 Dr. Peppers and smoked 45 cigarettes.
Yeah, true.
Now he's gonna be wandering my floors all night, and all I'm gonna hear is him creaking back and forth while I'm trying to sleep. All I hear is him pacing my floor up here.
Front door opening, front door closing.
Then I'll hear the doorbell ring because he locked himself out again.
I don't sleep. I don't smoke during the night.
Police will arrest him because it's the first time they've ever seen a human being outside of your place.
Exactly. I've noticed a bit of a different cars outside there last time I went out.
He went out for a fag. There's no fags here, Ozzy.
I get it. But I still use the word commonly, and that's it. I mean, I'm not changing my
vocabulary. Well, I'll be doing that for sure.
I'm not changing my vocabulary or what
I got my 40 next to the bed.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I should have bought a gun today just to pack one for a bit, you know.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be leaving the States with a gun in your bag.
Yeah, but
take that through the airport. See how that goes. I think it'll go different than those kangaroo balls.
I'm just saying, like, if I bought it just for half a day to carry
half
around,
a day,
and then just took it back to the shop and said, no, it's not really the
Half a day? Neely, you can't let him hold one?
Look, you can't do that down.
Well, I could let you borrow one tomorrow, and you could walk around a half a day with a loaded side piece on your side.
Is that jumping fish in that lake next to us?
There are fish over there.
Bang, bang, bang.
So you want to walk around with the feeling of a gun on your side for a half of a day?
I don't know. Does it make me more authentically USA?
I don't know. What's that worth to you? I could rent one of my guns to you for half of a day.
I can't do it down under.
Have you ever held a gun?
Yes.
Okay.
What have you shot a gun?
Yes.
What have you shot?
Whatever they were using on that movie set. I don't know the model.
BB gun.
It was not a BB gun. It was
a dart gun.
It was a real gun.
A real gun.
It was a real gun.
Was it a 9mm?
It was a real gun. All right. When I first ever arrived in America, okay, I went and stayed with that friend Mark Tucker of mine, and I've got to tell you this.
Oh, Mark. Mark's a great guy.
Yeah, the dead guy now.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mark Tucker?
Yeah, sorry about hearing him pass.
Yeah. The guy that was
Hope he's not the same Mark Tucker that I know from Chicago.
No.
No. Anyway, okay. I won't tell you how I met him, but when I first arrived and he picked me up at LA airport, I brought my bag up to El Segundo. He opened up the door, and the first thing he did was, right, put your bags down there, come into my room.
Ooh.
And he said, right, in here.
Sensual.
In here in the closet, up here is where I keep the gun. And I said, what?
And then you reach down and you go, right here is where I keep the gun.
And can I suck your cock?
Then he gave you that look and you got...
Neely, just cut my mic while I come over there. because I can actually come over and just, you know...
just what?
Give him one, you know, like a... Fuck you, Neely. And then he throws one of them, you know, oh, you're a crazy idiot jab things or bumpers or whatever, you know. And I'm at home going, fuck that guy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says, no, I didn't. There was no love gun action. So he shows me, and I'd met him.
His dick is the gun.
I'll find where your material is, Neely. You've got it, packed under the bed, one in your truck, one here, one in the Corvette, Camaro. Anyway, so he says to me, here's my gun. Now, I've met this guy prior in person, so I'm skipping that story for you, Chris.
Okay, good.
He says...
Bleep that out.
He says, do you know how to fire the gun? He says, do you know how to fire a gun? And I'm like, no. He's going, right. Well, at the moment, it's not loaded. He showed me how to load it, showed me what the safety was, and he just basically said to me, if I'm not here at home, and at that time he had a girlfriend and Brand, he's like, if you're home here by yourself and any crazies come to the door, any Negro, any chocolate or licorice, you know, start crazy, he said, and they start busting down the door to come in or anything like that, he said, just go into the thing, grab the gun and shoot them. Exactly. That is how I learned about the gun. And then when we were filming the movie, way out in the middle of like past LA, 3 hours, it was just desert everywhere. And at the end of filming one day when we were doing shooting, I was helping the guy who was loading all the blanks in the guns and what have you. And basically, he's like, you know, have you fired a gun before? And I'm like, no, I haven't fired one. And he just said, well, here you go. And I think he put one or two maybe 2 bullets in. And I said, well, where do I shoot? He said, just fucking shoot it anywhere there into that forest type. And I go, well, what's beyond that? He's going, you're not going to kill anyone. Beyond that's like miles of dirt, whatever it was.
His name wasn't Alec Baldwin, was it?
No. And I fired like 2 shots and that was it. And yeah, I don't know the gun. I must probably have photographs of, in the movie you could see what type of gun they were using, but it wasn't like a Clint Eastwood. It was more your slicker, like a cop show one, you know?
Yeah,
that is out of complete control.
It's the truth.
All right.
But yes, I have fired.
So why did they have a live gun on the set of a movie?
Well, this was independently made. There was no insurance going on. I mean, but he knew a guy that was a stunt prop / guy for the movies. And of course he had real bullets at home as well. And yeah, and I remember this was a night we were filming like out near this guy's house or something. And of course he brought stuff with him, and then you're out in the desert. It's, yeah. I was in a movie, but that's another story. It was on DVD.
Kiss? You don't know who Kiss is?
No, never heard of them. They look like idiots to me.
No, dude. These are 4 of the smartest guys who ever lived. They're these Jewish guys that grew up in New York, and they put on guitars and makeup to get girls, and all their songs are about fucking.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I like it.
Seriously, this song is called Love Gun, and it's about Paul Stanley's dick. How this girl's gonna get some of his dick.
Ooh. I didn't know Jews could sing like that.
No, they couldn't at the time. That's why they had to dress like clowns.
This got them girls?
Get this. They've been getting pussy nonstop for 30 years. They're probably fucking right now. They're old dudes. They put makeup on and it's all good.
No shit.
You pull the trigger, my love gun. See, running his dick is the gun.
Is that your friend from El Segundo? His dick was the gun?
I had no idea. His voice wasn't that acute.
It's Ozzy on the set. Didn't know I had that footage, did you?
I didn't. I don't think I've even heard that.
Of course not. We have all the shit.
That might be a little bit of history I haven't captured.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The funny thing is we haven't played sound effects in probably 5 years.
Longer.
I mean, at all. I'm talking.
I like the sound effects.
Yeah, because it fit for your visit here at the CMS.
It worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, the fans have been complaining, but I guarantee you they're going to go back and listen to this 3 times because this was so off the chain. This was so fucked up. I have to listen to it again. Mm-hmm. Why would they let that guy in the studio? Listen to this.
I don't think I've ever gone back specifically to listen to any of my things. But I was one, because I have it on for like 8 days before it sometimes times out.
For 8 days?
Yeah.
8 days?
Yeah, 8 days
a
I'll
week.
Just keep it. And at night, if I go upstairs to sleep or whatever, I'll just turn it down slowly. But there always sounds like, if you walk past my house, it sounds like these 2, cranking, yanking, people down the bottom there talking about stuff. And of course, people know by now. But I'm a bit like Neeley, where I'm the enigma of the street. They wonder what I'm doing. Why has this guy got a Trump flag hanging up on his garage that blocks the vision inside? Why has he got this Kiss thing hanging in whatever? Where I do have the Kiss Army flag like thing hanging with the hand, and it's the fist, but I've put a middle finger.
Oh well.
And I've got fuck you. Fuck you, pal, on it. And yeah,
fuck you, pal.
You know those big Hulk hands you can buy, and they like hold a drink in them.
Yeah,
I've got one of them, and I can show Neeley a picture. I've got one of them where I've turned it from the drinking position to So the drinking position is now horizontal.
The drinking position.
Well, where you put the can in the whole can, right? So I've put it so the fingers are upright. I've gotten a piece of my stuff, and because it's a red hand, it's a red whole can, right? I've cut out a piece of red thing with a middle finger. And
dude, you're the one that called up and fucking wrecked what was going on.
Yeah. Damn straight. And I've got it out front of my... So when I open up the garage, and it's open all day or night or whatever, I'm working under there, bang, and hanging over that is a fuck you, pal sign. Ooh. And it's got the big finger going. So people are just like, we got to keep away from this dude, man. Like, or whatever. I don't know.
I'm starting to think that right now.
It's a bit of an enigma.
Maybe I'll go check into a hotel tonight.
You fucking losses, dude. Just fucking go. Get killed.
Exactly. That's right. I'm not going out for another fag because I'm definitely locked out.
Oh, my God.
It's been an absolute mind-blowing buzz for me. I can't believe it.
It's all over now. It's like riding a roller coaster. You were nervous about getting on, and you went through the turns and the hills, and now it's over.
And Styx saved the show.
Did he?
I think so. What, 6 minutes? How much did we get out of him?
40 minutes.
Oh, fantastic.
We do that every time, Ozzy. We're special like that.
I'm hoping to get to the pinball parlor. I'm going to...
The pinball parlor.
Parlor.
That 400 game pinball parlor.
Yeah.
That little parlor over there.
Get a cut and a shave while you're there.
That's what he was looking for today. He goes, don't you have a place around here that'll give you a shave and a haircut?
I just didn't want to fucking have a shave. I was like, Neeley, what do you mean? He's going,
he goes, where can you take me to a place that give you a shave and a haircut for 2 bits?
2 bits?
Yeah, shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
Oh my God.
I said, I thought these places only existed. I've seen them in fucking movies in America. You go and get a shave, from a Negro. He polishes your shoes, and you get a haircut. Like, this happens in America. And Neely's like, fuck, I should have got one in China by some probably topless nude girl for
topless nude girl.
Well, wouldn't you rather have a topless nude girl than a Negro?
That wouldn't be confirmed, but I mean, I know I'd be safer here. I mean, you get some Yakuza guy looking down you with a knife. I'm not sure about that, but you get some black guy in a safe suburban area here that's giving you a shave. He's a proud man when I tip him. But I was shocked that I couldn't get a fucking shave here by someone. I was feeling lazy.
So he had to settle for a Bic razor from the Walgreens.
And I'll tell you what, those Bic razors were really good news. The gap's actually wider. It lets the hair out easier when you
All right, Ozzy. No one wants to hear about the gap on a razor.
I'm just saying. I could improve the model down under.
All right, Ozzy.
I'm always thinking of shit.
All right,
Ozzy. We're going to end the show. Yeah. So I will give you the last word. What did you take away from your visit here and being part of the show? This was your lifelong dream. So give us your final thoughts before we end the show. And get on.
Look, it was fantastic. It's been, for me personally, easily in my top 10 experiences of all time.
Top 10 of your what were the other experiences that beat this experience?
Why did you ask that question?
just tune in next week or subscribe. $59.95 for answer number 9.
Wow. Okay.
And then maybe $69.99 for a couple more answers.
Look at this guy shilling all about the money.
But subscribe now. To the CMS. Support these fellows. Fuck me. They've just doubled Chris's price on some nonsense.
All right. Fair enough.
Streaming.
All right. Well, it's been a very unusual, interesting experience having Ozzy here in the studio live with us.
Yes.
Such color commentary that went all over the map, rambling. And I don't know what else to say, Chris.
Bye. That's about it. Bye.
Welcome him to your pinball palace over there in Pennsylvania.
He's more welcome to go. Just let me know if you're going, and I'll make a call over there so that you can get him free.
Pennsylvania.
Aliquippa.
You're right, Aliquippa. Sorry. All right. Anything else, Ozzy? No, he's shaking his head because the mic picks up the shake of a head.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Right. Good enough.
He manages.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody who's stuck with us throughout the night. Thanks for all the phone calls, emails, song requests, everything that went into this bizarre show. And Chris and I alone will be back next Saturday.
We will be.
We'll bring you a real show. So I'm going to leave you tonight. I'm going to dedicate this song to Ozzy.
All right.
As our special guest in the studio.
How about my request?
No, this is my request to you.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna leave you with some Jackal.
Oh, okay.
Just like a Negro.
Jesus Christ.
So until next Saturday night, this is Neeley, along with my very good friend
Chris Akin,
and our special guest.
My grandma told me to just love them and leave them.
Okay, then.
AussyAce.
And we're gone.
Bye, kids.
Crank it up this.
You see all the commercials for online gambling, but you're afraid to try them because you just don't want to lose, right? Well, play with the house's money. Right now, sign up with FanDuel at fanduel.cnspn.com and get $15 of free bets just for using our link. Sign up today at fanduel.cmspn.com and get $15 worth of bets on FanDuel. Be responsible and play today. FanDuel.
In the ever-evolving world of music, artists need to reach their audience faster than ever before. Introducing Too Immersive for You, the Emmy-nominated pioneers in viewership experience. We've revolutionized the way music artists share their material with the world. Our groundbreaking AI engine generates stunning visuals that bring your music to life. Imagine having your own personalized music video, perfectly synchronized to your unique sound in a matter of hours, not weeks. With Too Immersive for You, it's now a reality. Get ready to unlock a new dimension of music visualization. Too Immersive for You, where music meets immersive visuals. Contact us now to discover how Too Immersive for You can elevate your music to new heights. www.musicvideoai.net